Cooper Kupp is out week 1, but what does it mean for the remainder of the 2023 season? And if some of you are drafting tonight, you lucky sons of bees, I wish I had a live draft tonight. Some of you are drafting tonight. Don't take him. Don't take him unless you're dipping into the I don't even know where, 6th round range. I mean, you really don't want to go Cooper Kupp over a Kenneth Walker or have the opportunity to go Justin Fields or Joe Burrow or really even, a plethora of players like Dameon Pierce in the 5th round. There's no reason to even go near Cooper Kupp right now unless you're getting him in steal territory. Like massive, like Kamara's way better than Cooper Kupp. If you own Cooper Kupp, you got a lot of options, but they're dwindling away because you've been sitting there on your hands. I don't know why, because we've been telling you to get rid of them for Alvin Kamara, who's also going to be like in that stage of, what do I do with them? Can I wait 3 weeks? I already drafted. I have buyer's remorse on some of my players. I could get Cooper Kupp. Maybe that saves my season. And JT, we'll talk about JT as well. But Cooper Kupp out week 1, not looking good for a speedy return whatsoever at all. We've got Travis Kelce questionable. Joe Burrow is good to go. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live!
Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
Breaking down all the news and notes in front of your face right now as we walk into a very, very fun week 1. And I'll be live the entire Sunday, 24-hour live stream kicking off about an hour before kickoff. You don't want to miss this. You don't want to miss this. We're going to be doing amazing things, giveaways, watch party. It all kicks off 1 hour before kickoff on Sunday morning before the morning games. I'm live all morning long, all afternoon long, all evening long, 24 hours. It's a keep Smitty 24 hours, keep them live 24 hours show. So it's really up to you to keep me live. And there'll be very modest super chat goal each hour. And if we hit it, we go to the next hour. How long can you keep your boy live? Okay, so join me all Sunday long. Cooper Kupp. Here's the news on Kupp. If anybody hasn't seen it, this is the news that dropped just a little bit ago. And the news is not good. The news is not good, ladies and gentlemen. Cooper Kupp, McVay ruled him out for week number 1, the regular season opener, but McVay would not rule out placing him on the injured reserve. So the fact that is even being mentioned right now, the fact that he's not like covering up something and saying, look, we're going to see how week 2 is. He's talking about maybe putting him on IR. And that to me tells me, that's all I need to know, that him going to a specialist wasn't some sort of, okay, we're going to get everything right, and then how do I keep it healthy? That was the one thing we thought. Okay, he's going to a specialist. Is there a way, somehow, some way, that his visiting the specialist wasn't because they couldn't figure it out, or that the injury wasn't, taking him back to square one in terms of their injury, and it wasn't just a minor setback? We thought maybe, somehow, some way, is there a possibility that this guy potentially is just seeking out a second opinion as far as how to stay healthy? No, we thought there was a very, very small chance of that. But most likely he was going to get a second opinion or go to see a specialist because things are not looking good. And that's when you typically venture to a specialist. And so the fact that McVay would not rule out IR, that tells me that there's something more going on that we just aren't being told fully about. It's not good. He's probably nowhere near playing week 1. He probably is very far away from playing week 2. He's probably in a territory where even if he could come back week 3, he'd be coming back in a very vulnerable position. The odds of re-injury on a hamstring injury are pretty significant, especially when you're trying to rush back onto the field. The odds of re-injury are extremely high, like above 20%. for a normal player. This is a 30-year-old player. He's 30 years old with a long injury history, and this is why you were told not to draft him. And things are only going to probably get worse from here. So what do you do if you own him? I don't think if you still own him, you've held on to him way too long. I have people DMing me a day and a half ago that were saying, Smitty, should I take Alvin Kamara? Smitty, like you said, Smitty, should I take Deebo Samuel? Hey, Smitty, someone's offering me Devontae Smith. And people are hesitating on these deals that could get you out from under this mess. I don't think after today's news, you're getting rid of them for anything close to that. If you sat on your hands and didn't trade them away, you're toast at this point in terms of getting rid of them for a player that could be of significant top 25 overall value. You have literally no shot unless you go after what people believe to be a hurt Christian Watson, and you could do some sort of swap there. That's your really only hope at this point. Not to mention all the red flags that surround this situation. The Rams likely to fall apart. The Stafford situation. Stafford's probably not going to last the year. He's often injured. He has no rapport with his younger wide receivers. He had a sheet of paper with their faces and names on it because he needed to learn their names. He's been struggling to build rapport with his receiving corps. So this is a red flag situation galore. Red flag galore. All over the place. And to think that even if he gets on the field, this is a good situation, I think that's overly optimistic. Anybody that says Kupp will be fine. Kupp will be fine. Kupp will be great. Kupp will win leagues. I saw one comment in here. Kupp will win leagues. You own him. Hello, Cooper Kupp owner. Hello, specifically multiple shares of Cooper Kupp owner. There's no way to look at this from a positive perspective. Okay? Kupp is not going to save you. Here's the comment again. Kupp will win leagues. Well, all right, Terry. Get on your horse, bad boy. Get on your horse. Go do it live. That's Cooper Kupp news. Not good. Let's go over to the Travis Kelce news, which I would say isn't horrible. It's not great. We were hoping we get word that he might play, but this is as good a news as you could get. He's not out. They're not ruling him out. He's questionable. The real question would be, do you... Yeah, Kupp goggles, definitely, DJ. The thing is, do you... Kupp for Kelce? There's no way you're getting Kelce using Cooper Kupp at this point. But try. Maybe in a grandma league you get it done. But Kelce not being ruled out's good. This is one of those things where if I'm using my gut meter here, I'm trying to use my instincts as to how this could play out. Just the years of experience in watching these things unfold. I think that if you end up playing him, and let's say he plays. Let's just say the scenario plays out where he plays. He's going to suit up. We don't know his snap count. There's a significant chance he's a decoy, but there's also a significant chance that even in limited usage, he catches 2 touchdown passes. So if he's playing, unless I have like an amazing option, I'm probably starting him. I don't think, even at the risk of him being a decoy, I can't not put Kelce out there on the field if he's playing. If I'm told he'll have very limited snaps, then maybe I wouldn't. But if we're told he's going to play, he's going to start, he could be on a snap count to a certain degree, I'm still playing him. Unless we're told he will literally not play much at all, I'm playing Travis Kelce if he goes out onto the field. Now, your options, if you're going to go ahead and potentially try and fill the void, like what do you do? What do you do if you have them? I mean, you could go after, there's a handful of players that make sense. Higbee's probably gone, but Higbee would be a great option if he was available. Higbee would be probably one of the top options available in waivers. In smaller leagues and bigger leagues, he's not available. I think Juwan Johnson would be another amazing top-notch replacement in a league where there's a plentiful amount of tight ends on the waiver wire. If it's a big league, big benches, you're not going to see him available. The smaller variety type of player would be a Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill might be available in a number of leagues. Noah Gray, his replacement, would probably be the best option for people that had to wait on this situation. Gray, Kelce, Gray. This would also make you start Kelce, though, if Kelce goes onto the field, because if Kelce's on the field, then Noah Gray won't necessarily be an attractive option, right? Because Kelce will be on the field. So you're probably going to be like, okay, this is a way to force myself to not get cute and put Kelce on, the pine, and then him go out and score 2 touchdowns. So personally, I would go the Gray route versus another player that's down in the lower region, like a Hayden Hurst or there are a ton of options that you could throw out. Now look for a Conquo. For some reason, people are dropping a Conquo like crazy. People are dropping Kincaid a lot, but this is Jesus. This is cute, Jesus. This is a real cute one. Trade Kupp for Calvin Ridley. Very cute. Very cute. Highly doubt you get that. Kupp and MT for Bijan. Also very cute. What are you bro, what world are you living in where, no offense, but what world are you living in where you think you're getting that for Cooper Kupp? What are you talking about? Bijan, we draft over Cooper Kupp when Cooper Kupp was 100% healthy. When everybody was drafting Cooper Kupp at 4 or 5, we were taking Bijan at 1, 2, or 3. There's no Bijan at the end of that rainbow, bro. There's no Bijan waiting for you, a pot of gold at the other side of the rainbow. There's no rainbow. The rainbow's been washed out. The rainbow's not around. But it's good. It's funny. It's funny. Okay, Kelce, we got to wait. Hopefully we get good news. If I had to guess, I was going toward my instinct here. This guy's a dog. This guy is a dog, and he's a defier. He loves to defy the odds. He loves to rub it in people's face. He loves to prove people wrong. Betting on him, betting against him is always a bad proposition. He's always right. He's always standing at the podium at the end of it all going, yeah, how do you like that? He's just that kind of guy. He's a winner. He's an absolute winner. And I got a weird feeling that this is going to be one of those, what in the hell? How is he out there? Okay, now his knee's pretty good. There's very little swelling. How is he out there? And it's like, oh, maybe this is reported wrong from the beginning. Kelce's back. Kelce doesn't even miss any time. Knee jerk. Noah went out and traded him away. I have a little bit of a feeling it could go that route. And so this is a really good player to buy low right now. Cooper Kupp, don't even think about buying low. Just leave him be. Leave him be. If you could draft him really late, so be it. If you could get him thrown into a deal, so be it. Like he gets included in a deal where, like, let's say you have a Jalen Waddle, and you could get like Cooper Kupp and a very good running back that is a downgrade from Waddle, but not that big of a downgrade. Like, let's say it's ETN. Let's say, because you got Waddle going in the 14, 15, 18 overall territory in a draft. You have ETN going in the 4th round. You have Walker going in the 4 or 5 round territory. Let's use Walker because his ADP is lower. There's no way in hell you're trading trading away Waddle for Walker when Walker's got a 4 or 5 round ADP. Waddle's got a top 15 overall value across pretty much all formats. What do you do to a person that says, I got Cooper Kupp and I need a wide receiver and I'm pretty good at running back? Hey, give me Kupp and Walker, and then you make some sort of trade like that. That's it. Pass something crazy like that where Kupp is literally like an add-in to the deal, an additive, an accoutrement. Unless you're doing something along those lines, I don't want you going near Cooper Kupp in some sort of buy low. Now, JT's different. I'll buy JT low in a similar fashion. You trade away a wide receiver like, let's say, a potential, let's use Waddle again. You trade away Waddle for JT, right? And who you getting on top of that? Are you getting another wide receiver, Waddle to Christian Watson, who everybody's like freaking out about right now? You take Christian Watson and JT for your Waddle, or even a little bit higher. You could say Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams would be a great player to trade off to get a practically free JT or practically free Cooper Kupp if you wanted to do some sort of creative downgrade into a Debo. So Adams to Debo, get JT, throw him some sort of garbage running back that you don't necessarily believe in. Those are the only trades to make if you're going after injured players or a player like JT who's injured and out for the first 4 games. And you don't know when he's going to return. You don't know if he's going to get traded. You don't know if he's going to be motivated. There's a lot of risk involved. This man right here, trade for him right now. I'm hearing people run their mouth about how they wasted their first round pick. My season's over. Grow up. Pull your pants up. Okay, lace up your shoes. Get your mind right and stop whining. If anybody's out there whining about their season being over, when he literally will probably at most miss 1 game if he even misses 1 game, because he's got a big, long, about 10-day break until he plays again. This is the perfect time and spacing of the game for him to be in a good position to return and have just 1 game that he missed. 1 game. It'll just be 1 game. If people are freaking out enough, so much that they're running away from this man, running away from their season, saying that their season's garbage, that they should have taken him in the first round. I would take him at the bottom of round 1 in a millisecond if I was drafting tonight. I would. I'd take him at the bottom of round 1 in a millisecond. He's going to be fine. The swelling in the knee is going to subside. The bone bruise is what's really going on with this knee. When you hyperextend your knee, you can kind of imagine right here that you're jamming this forward like that. You can see what's kind of going on. And good thing he didn't tear any meniscus, right? This didn't get torn here. He didn't tear this ligament, which could stretch. That's your LCL. The MCL is on the other side, the thicker ligament. You can tear that when it's going. You can tear your ACL and your PCL. You can see those stretching a little bit. Those are visible from the back of the model, but they are in the middle of the knee. What ends up happening when you hyperextend is you can see that this bone right here is going to maybe jam into this bone. Okay, so you go like this and you get a bruise. And you can kind of see the connection made, right? You can kind of see where the bone is hitting. See? He hyperextended. The bone smacked against the other bone, the 2 joints, and created a bruise. That's what he's dealing with. Now, there's blood flow concerns. If you rush back, there's not a lot of blood flow right there. There's a lot of concerns of, like, if you rush back, something could happen. You know, something more could happen. The integrity of the knee is slightly in a more vulnerable spot than normal. But if the bone bruise is minor, it does come down to a pain tolerance issue. And it does come down to just how likely is it to lead to some sort of other problem. And it sounds like it's very, very unlikely at this point. So it's more about swelling. Your body swells to protect itself. You don't just swell for nothing. You swell because your body says, sound the alarm. Let's fill this body with an air cast. And let's try and protect the injured piece of the body. And that's what swelling is. It's a natural protective mechanism. It's like launching an air cast. It's like an airbag in a car. As soon as something happens and the body's like, holy shit, let's load this sucker up. Boom. Boom. Swelling everywhere. Let's protect that injured piece. That's what happened to his knee. His knee's got swelling. You don't want to send him out there, drain the swelling. And if you're doing that, when you're draining the swelling, your body's not ready. The swelling's telling you it's not ready. You can't cheat the body. If you go in and start pulling out the fluid with the syringe and then shoving them out on the field, the fluid will just replace itself. And so you'll have to drain the knee again. And that's never what you want. You want to naturally have Kelce go out and have really no problems run out onto the field. So at this point, William says, please let me know what league you can get Kupp in the 6th round. Clown. Is that one for me, William? I'm just curious. I'm curious if you're truly speaking to me or you're talking to somebody in the chat. Cooper Kupp doesn't belong in the top 5 rounds. So I don't know what you're talking about. But he does not belong in the top 5 rounds. Not when you can draft Fields, Burrow, Walker, guys of that territory, in that territory of player, all over the place. So I don't know what you're speaking there. Kelce, trade for him. Buy him low. Take advantage. There'll be a very limited amount of time that you can do so. So act now before it's too late. This piece of news, so we're getting a little bit more positive. We started off with Cooper Kupp. That was negative. We started off with Kelce. We would love for that to be more positive, but it's not. Kelce, appreciate you, my guy. That's a little bit more positive. Here is the good news. Joe Burrow tweeted out, "I'm ready to go." Let's go, Joseph Cigar Smoker. We got Stacks with the interruption there on that old 1999 hauler. Let's try this one more time. I didn't realize Stacks was in the way. We're going to talk about these guys hopefully later today, or we'll do it on a show tonight potentially, or a tomorrow show, tomorrow afternoon, maybe an early premiere. But let's try this one more time. Joe Burrow says, "I'm ready to go." Joe Burrow, baby. Joe Burrow, ladies and gentlemen, is ready to rumble. He's ready to rumble. I'm ready to rumble. 530 of you in here, punch that thumb up button. Joe Burrow's ready to go. We knew this, foregone conclusion. We're just sitting around waiting. We didn't necessarily need this information, but it finally puts a lot of this concern to bed. And for all of you who talk about Christian Watson, we need to wait and see what the status is. He's not practicing. It doesn't necessarily mean he's not playing week number 1. It doesn't necessarily mean he has a bad hamstring injury. Doesn't necessarily mean he's even close to the same level of concern or doubt or anything of Cooper Kupp just because he has some tightness. So hang tight on that versus freaking out. He was absent from Wednesday's practice with a hamstring strain. Was surprise absence Wednesday practice. He and fellow receiver Romeo Doubs both nursing hamstring injuries, putting their week 1 status in somewhat of a question. But let's not overreact to that, and we'll play that by ear. I'm still buying Christian Watson. This news makes me want to absolutely go attack him at a trade, 100%. When Kupp comes back, I'll be coming for you, Smitty. Yeah. Okay. Like, do we think there's a time when he can come back, Terry? Yeah. But what are you really banking on here, Terry? What are you really banking on? And what happens when Kupp doesn't come back? Then what are you doing? Because this is kind of hilarious to me that, like, at some point he'll be back, Terry. At some point he'll be back. How long's he out? We just got word from his coach that they might put him on IR. They're not ruling out putting him on IR. So where is this even coming from? What sort of evidence or tangible piece of information or direction of your thinking has any sort of support or whatever? Like, what are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? Everybody in here scratching their head at your comment. I can tell you that right now. Like, what are you basing any of that off? You own him in 3 leagues, Terry? Is that what you're doing? I mean, I understand it if that's what you're doing, but please enable us. Fantasy explain us. Tell us where you're getting your information, Terry, and what on earth makes you think there's even a remote chance that he earns your value. Did I say he's never returning to the field? I said you're wasting away an opportunity to sell him. McVay isn't a doctor or trainer. Oh, okay. That makes sense, Terry. You're right. How do I dial back all this Cooper Kupp content and just do I pull it off immediately and just get behind what Terry's saying here? Or do I just slowly back away from it and pretend like I didn't say any of it and hope no one notices? And just slowly, like later on in the live stream, I'll just pop up like this. I'll just kind of go, yeah, Cooper Kupp, looking good. I've been saying it all along. McVay's not a doctor. That's your basis. That's the grand evidence that is being brought forth by Terry, ultra Cooper Kupp supporter. You could spot a Cooper Kupp multiple share owner from a mile away. And I understand it. Look, I got a lot of players on teams like even Anthony here, Smitty, Cooper Kupp, the GOAT, going off after week 3. Great supporting evidence, Anthony. You and Terry must be reading the same literature. the same injury literature. Okay. Burrow. Fire Burrow up. He's ready to ball. Burrow, welcome back to the moon.
He's on a shuttle to Mars. Mars men.
Look at these Mars men.
Dropping and spinning aimlessly in space.
Look at these Mars men right here. Joe Burrow's been leading the way. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Joe Burrow is like out in front. You know, you can see their shoulders all lined up. Who is out in front? This man right here. He's the leader. And he's back. The leader's back. He's on the field. He's ready to go. He tweeted it out himself. This is not from... Now, I know he's not a doctor. This might not hold a lot of weight with Terry R. Because he's not... I mean, Burrow's not a doctor. Terry, maybe... Hold on. Yeah, can I get a hold of Joe Burrow, please? Yes, I'll hold. He's not available right now. Can you tell him... Can you ask him when he says he's ready to go, we need a doctor to approve this. Or we can't believe him. He's not a doctor. McVay's not a doctor. Burrow's not a doctor. How are we supposed to believe anything they're saying? They don't have an MD. Okay, you'll get back. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Terry R., we're going to get to the bottom of this. And when it's safe, when we can confirm with a doctor that Joe Burrow's ready to go, we'll come back. Okay. Now, let's roll on over to... What else we got? I think there's another piece of news here. Bosa. Oh, yeah. This is not good for anybody that was expecting to not have Bosa facing off against you in a defensive fashion walking into week 1. Bosa's agreed to a 5-year, $170 million contract extension with the San Francisco 49ers, including $122.5 million guaranteed. By a wide margin, he is the highest paid defensive player in the NFL. And I think it's time to give him a little standing ovation because this man earned the bag and he's out doing amazing things this year. I can feel it, and Bosa deserves it. Congratulations, Bosa. Appreciate you. Let's go. Bosa, this isn't good for anybody facing off against him. So, prayers up to Pickens and Najee and the boys. I still like Pickens a lot. Pickens is a crafty play. But we're definitely not expecting what could have been for the entire Pittsburgh Steelers. But it's going to be a good battle. It's going to be such a good game. Defensive, smash mouth football. I don't know how all sides are going to, fare in terms of the offensive stuff. I love Burrow, but not this week coming back from the injury, says Goran. So what are you going to do, sit him? Like, what do you mean, Goran? Like, who's your option? You putting in Matthew Stafford? Like, what are we talking about here? Like, you're going to sit Joe Burrow? How you going to sit Joe Burrow, Goran? Appreciate you, Goran. But, I mean, I don't know what that means. All right. Where's the other piece of news? This one's good. JSN is expected to play against the Rams this week. JSN, welcome back, buddy. Mid-season monster in the making. Mid-season monster in the making. We already touched on Christian Watson. Everybody asked about Christian Watson. I just spoke about it. The fact that people are trying to tie what's going on with Cooper Kupp to Christian Watson. He's sitting out practice. It was an unexpected absence. It's more of a, to my knowledge, it's more of a maintenance on the hamstring issue versus some sort of major hamstring injury. It's tightness. You want to take it easy, play it by ear, be cautious with it. Dobbs and him are both nursing the hamstring injuries. Doesn't sound like it's anything big. Everybody freaking out left and right. Anyway, Deckard, appreciate you, my man. Smitty, I'm back. You'll be proud of my roster this year. Where have you been, Fancy? I mean, the fact that you took off time is crazy to me. We're here freaking 365 days a year. For those that have JSN, it's hard to start them. Okay, not suggesting this is a player you plug right into your lineup. It depends on your league and your lineup, though. You know, some of you don't have a whole lot of options. Some of you literally have been, you've lost JT or something like that, and you've moved players around, and you're hurting at a running back 2 spot, and then you put in somebody here. Now you got to open flex spot because you moved your flex, and you're like, okay, I've got nobody, or I've got JSN. JSN could do something. He could do some damage in week 1. We don't know exactly what's in store for him. This is an offense that has traditionally had more 2 wide receiver sets than 3, and Lockett's not relinquishing his role. And so this is a slot wide receiver that we are expecting to get a lot of work this year, but it's hard to know how quickly he'll be embedded into the game plan. So I very much love JSN. He's going to win leagues for people, I think, to a certain degree. But we got to be careful, and we got to be smart about which players we plug into our lineup, over him, or what players we put on the bench for him. Like a Pacheco or McKinnon this week's a much more attractive option than a JSN right now. That's not to say JSN can't go out and prove us wrong right in week 1. He certainly can. That's why he's a midseason monster. JSN, Kamara, Herbert, Hall, Flowers. Let's go. Now we get on to the super chats. Appreciate you all. I'm going to put the Cooper Kupp back up on screen just in case anybody is rolling in here and they need to read this or anything like that. So we're going to go over to the super chats, and we're going to let it ride. Vicious with the $4.99 holler. First of the day gets a standing O. Appreciate it.
Mashed potatoes! Yeah, buddy.
First of the day. Vega. Tua, Chubb, Walker, Wilson, Ridley, Hawkinson, Connor. How can I improve? I don't know. Let's see, bro. I guess maybe. I mean, I don't think Tua is staying upright for the entire season, my guy. So Chubb, Walker, Wilson, Hawkinson, Connor. Let's see here. Wilson, Ridley, Hawkinson, Connor. Connor's a guy to sell. Lockett's a guy to sell, especially because he's on your bench. Dotson, I probably let go off against the Cardinals before you even attempt to sell him, nor do I really want you to sell him. But Connor and Lockett for one better player. And all you got to do is go to like an ADP, man, and just start firing off offers for players slightly above both their ADPs. So if we look at like ADP data right now, I'll go to let's see here. Go to some rankings, and I'm going to pull up ADP rankings for the 2023 season on Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. We may be drafting at some point, maybe even on this stream, because we're running out of time to do the season-long draft, best ball draft. So we might be doing that. Let me drop the link in the live chat, and let me pin the link in the live chat right now. Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. Here it is right now. There's the link. And they'll match up to $100 in your first deposit. So please do that now. Sign up now before. Whoops. Pinned the wrong comment. I'll try and answer that comment, but Kirk, Watson, or Kirk. I mean, you gotta wait. You can't make a decision on that yet. If Watson's playing, Watson's the guy. People freak out so quickly. I can't tell you how many like peripheral comments I've seen that have been like Watson crying emojis. Watson, oh my God, I knew I shouldn't have tried. Like, it's crazy that my community seems so calm, and for the most part, I don't feel like we have the same sort of disconnect some other communities have to an injury, one injury or an injury to like Kelce, where it's like it's very easy to see this isn't going to be a long-term thing, and people are like, man, my season is going down. I knew I shouldn't have taken him. There's always going to be about 20-30% of people, no matter what, no matter how trained you all are, there'll be 20% that just have they're overreacting Oscars, and it's like Christian Watson is, maybe there's more to it. Maybe he does sit out week 1 or something, but this is not the Cooper Kupp situation. He's a young man. Cooper Kupp's 30 years old, which is a big part of the problem. He's 30 years old with a long injury history. Could Christian Watson develop a history of injuries and never, ever stay healthy? Sure, but he's got no signs of that right now. He's a young man that sat out practice, and everybody's expecting him to have the same sort of situation going on that Cooper Kupp's got going on, and that's just not the same kind of situation. It's not the same thing at all. So Lockett and Connor, bro, just go to like Connor's ADP or Lockett's ADP. Lockett's ADP is 57. Connor's ADP is freaking, 82. So Lockett, what did I say Lockett was? Lockett was 57. So right above Lockett is Hopkins, Drake London, Christian Watson, DJ Moore. DJ Moore would be fantastic. Debo would be fantastic. Trade both those guys. If you need an RB, Kamara's a fantastic grab. I love Javonte Williams, Kenneth Walker, Damian Pierce. Those are all players that you can trade those two guys for. It'd be pretty easy to get out of that situation and just get that one extra big gun. Overcome with the $5 hauler. Will Carolina defense be decent enough to keep Sanders on the field more often? Are you low on Sanders even after getting to the Pro Bowl? Sanders or Walker? Walker by a lot. Number one, this is Overcome where I think people overthink themselves. Like, you drafted Walker ahead of Sanders. Why are we going to start Sanders over Walker? Walker was named the starter. There's no concern about his workload in week 1. You know what I mean? Like, just getting back to the basics. Why are we giving up on players we've been behind all offseason long? I mean, look at the Moon Man list is littered with these guys. And Walker's been on the Mars Man list, the Moon Man list. He stayed on the Moon Man list. Frankly, I might put him on the Mars Man list tomorrow. To be honest, I'm thinking about it hardcore. There's no reason to stray away from what we've been talking about, believing in all offseason, just because we're getting antsy about stuff. We're getting twitchy about what we're gonna do. Like, it doesn't mean Sanders can't be productive or good, but I'm selling him. He's got very good value, such good value, Overcome, that an astute, amazing, knowledgeable person like yourself is contemplating putting him in over Walker, which, look, Overcome, trust your gut. He could outscore Walker in week 1. It certainly could happen. He could be better than Walker on the year. You need to trust your gut. My gut says not only am I not benching Walker in week 1, but I don't believe he'll outscore Walker or stay healthy. And so for the reasons that you just provided tonight, that you're considering benching Walker for Sanders, I think that even if I'm wrong, you won't be bad off, because you're going to go trade him for that kind of perceived value. So go get Debo. Go get Christian Watson on the cheap right now because everyone's freaking out. Go get your quarterback upgrade using Sanders if you need that. I just think not taking striking at the opportunity that's right in front of you to get rid of Sanders at that lofty value puts you in a position to where you've got the house's money right in front of you, and you're just going to let it slip through, and then you can't do anything with it later. You can't, if it fails. You can't start him. It's going to be something to where you can start him now, but if something goes bad, you won't be able to trade him. You won't be able to start him. Right now, you can trade him, get something much safer, and drive that safer vehicle all season long. And if Sanders works out, then the person you traded him to is going to have a good deal on their hands, and you're going to have a good deal on your hands. No one's asking you to go trade him for some other player that's huge risk or whatever. John James, thank you for the super chat. John James says, thoughts on my team. Got Burrow, CMC, Kenneth Walker, Ridley, Evans, Kelce, Sanders, and flex. Are we sitting Sanders and starting McKinnon at flex? I would. That should kind of tell Overcome how much I believe in like McKinnon and Pacheco too, but how much I'm not 100% sold on Sanders' role or how that offense is going to look. Will it be 3 and out a lot? Defense you mentioned overcome. Sure. But I'm going to go ahead and say give me McKinnon all day long. McKinnon was the number 1 running back in fantasy football in 2 different weeks last year. In 2 different starts, he was the number 1 running back in fantasy football. He was unbelievable last year. Not saying he lasts a full year. And this is John James with a $20 hauler, by the way. John James, let's go. Let's go.
Alert. Super chat alert. Alert. Super chat alert.
John James. Johnny, appreciate you. Ronnie with the $2 hauler. Ronnie says offered Kelce, Dell for St. Brown and Jawan Johnson. Now, this is one of those trades where if someone wants to get out on Kelce, this is okay because you would contemplate St. Brown or Garrett Wilson, at that end of the first round. So this is not something where I tell you to take a lap or say you're going to give up on him and feel sorry later. You're going to be sorry later when Kelce goes nuts. This is a good trade. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be on either side of this trade. So if you want out on Kelce, you feel good enough about your backup tight end situation, I'm okay with this right here. I'm okay with this. Or if Jawan Johnson goes into your lineup, I'm okay with this. This doesn't make me feel like you're making a huge mistake. I love St. Brown. So that's a better way to attack, I think, getting out of the Kelce game if for any reason you feel uneasy about it. Michael Payne, $4.99 hauler. Thank you, pal. Fields, Bijan, Gibbs, London, McLaurin, Kelce. Double Kelces aren't going to make your roster look any better. I bet this is not my first rodeo. Kirk, Pacheco, Dotson, McKinnon, Komet, Charbonnet, Love. Any moves? The only moves I would consider making would be a Kirk, McLaurin. You don't have Walker. I would love to get Walker onto the squad. Now, I don't know that you can necessarily afford to trade Kirk and McLaurin and not get a wide receiver back. I guess London and Dotson are a crafty duo, but then you'd have nobody else. I don't know what you do with this situation. I don't even know if you could find a trade partner that wants 2 wide receivers for 1. You'd have to really find the perfect trade partner, but it's possible. McLaurin is out there running, and there's footage of him. You can find it on Twitter. I think Schefter or Rappaport tweeted out a video clip of McLaurin running routes. So you might want to go look into that, find that clip, and you can use that as evidence that he's healthy. But Kirk and McLaurin for a Debo, Kirk and McLaurin for a Walker, Kirk and McLaurin you'd have to go like Ridley or higher because Kirk has pretty good value. McLaurin's got pretty good value. If you start dipping into, even though I love buying Christian Watson on this panic, he's not high enough because Kirk and McLaurin are very close to him. So you have to go really high, but you could definitely get it done. And if not, you just wait. There's no reason to rush anything with some of these teams. Not all deals have to be done before week 1. I think a lot of people think they do, and they don't. This one right here is from Marcos. Marcos, appreciate you. Jamal Williams or McKinnon. McKinnon by a mile. By a mile. Have Brees and Javonte by a mile. McKinnon by... Could it work out the other way? Absolutely. This is fantasy football. Am I going to get 30% or more wrong? Yeah. Sometimes on a decent day, you get 65% of some of these calls. Some of these are 50-50 calls. It's not like people are asking me no-brainer questions. These are very close calls, and sometimes you have a week where you hit 65, 68% of these things. You're never going to always be 90%, 100% on these big, close 50-50 calls. These are 50-50 calls, meaning they're close to 50%. That's why they're called 50-50. So I'm saying McKinnon. I'm rolling with the high-powered offense that has this guy embedded into it, and if he's not running, he's catching. If he's not catching, he's running. And without Kelce, if Kelce plays, I'm still probably going McKinnon though. I know people will re-ask me the question 100 times. Hey Smitty, now that Kelce's going, if Kelce does go, are you changing your mind? I'm telling you right now. McKinnon. I love McKinnon. Smitty just traded Waddle to the Kupp owner for Bijan. How did you do? You got him.
Got him.
if there's a lesson here to be learned, it's that if you find the Kupp owner, they're vulnerable. They're vulnerable right now. They need a wide receiver so bad, they'll trade a guy ranking in Waddle in the 14, 15, 16, which is way too high. I like Waddle, but he doesn't belong in the top 14 overall. He belongs at like 3.1, and he's a fantastic third-round pick. Just because I love him in round 3 but don't love him in 2 doesn't mean I don't love him. I just don't love his ADP. And when you can turn this guy into the number 1, number 2, or number 3 overall player, which is what Bijan is to me, you got him.
Got him.
King 25, code 428. Dispatch Vito Popo. Popo's been dispatched. King 25 out.
Unbelievable, bro. Unbelievable. We got a $20 hauler. All $20 haulers get handled immediately. This is Salty Peanuts. Appreciate you.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Salty Peanuts. 12-team PPR. Dimes Love. I like Love a lot as a crafty quarterback as long as the rest of this team stacked. So let's see. JJ, Olave, Watson, fire. Andrews, running backs, Madison. Running backs are to be desired. So I'd say that in this situation, it's like I like your running backs, but I don't love them. I'm getting rid of Madison, and I'm trading them with. And now you can't trade Watson because people are panicking on him, even though they shouldn't. So I'd hold on to him. I wouldn't trade him. But like if you got rid of Madison and potentially I don't know what you do. Because I don't want you to get rid of JJ. I don't want you to get rid of Olave. Part of me wonders if you could get rid of Madison, and you're going to have to probably wait, bro. Unless you divide up Andrews, who's also injured right now. Banged up at least, you could say. Andrews and Madison, or just Andrews, period, for 2 players. Like, let's just say you could get, using a Madison, a Debo and Pierce or something like that. And then you could take Pierce and you could take Madison and Swift and combine them together to get a little upgrade. It might require 2 moves, but in order to do anything, you have to use Andrews. You can't use. I would not use JJ, not at least right now. If later on, we'll have to see. But Olave, you're not going to get what you deserve for him. There's really no trade here unless you hold. There's a trade of Andrews, but you got a positional advantage with Andrews. Madison could be great. Swift could be great. Love could be very surprising. Maybe you run this team out there on week 1 if you don't get some sort of Madison trade that knocks your socks off. Past that, I don't know that there's much to advise you to do on this. Rigo with a blank 199 hauler. Appreciate you, Rigo. I'll put this aside and go looking for like another message somewhere that you might have super chatted or something. Outdoors with a 499 hauler. Appreciate you, Outdoors. Fields, Chase, St. Brown, Watson, Dotson, JSN, Elijah Moore, Mingo, Gibbs, Breece Hall, Kamara, Charbonnet, Hawkinson, JT. Any moves to make? Fields, Chase, St. Brown, Watson, Dotson, fantastic. JSN, you're loaded at wide receiver to the point where, you could make some moves, I suppose, but because you got Fields and you got RB covered, I think I ride this team out. You got Hawkinson positional advantage with no real gaping hole at the running back position because I believe Breece is going to be a potential top 5 running back on the year. So Kamara is going to be. This just might be where you skate by in weeks 1 through 3 waiting on Kamara, or you lose a couple really close calls and you say to yourself, damn it, my team, what's wrong with it? You're waiting on Breece, you're waiting on Kamara. Once those guys are full go, and that should be the case in week 4 on, you're going to be good to go. And Hall might be closer to good to go than you think. And I definitely, not sitting Hall in some formats I am. It depends on who I have. Like Pacheco might be a better start than Hall. As of this moment, that could change in minutes with the news report. Regular 10-team PPR, Hurts, Bijan, Pollard, Gibbs, Kenneth Walker, Dobbins, Zach Charbonnet, Godwin. Hurts, Bijan, Pollard, Gibbs, Walker, amazing running stable. Dobbins is expendable for you. You don't even need him. Dobbins, I don't love your wide receivers. I love Sky Moore. I love JSN. Ayuk's crafty, but you have no wide receiver like one. And it's obvious why you're stacked everywhere else. So I would say trade J.K. and Godwin away and just go for a big wide receiver, bro. Ridley, Debo, anybody above that too. But those are the two targets, and they're both, Ridley and Debo are both undervalued to some degree. Debo more so than Ridley, and he's been my go-get player of the week because he fits the bill for a wide receiver one that's not valued like a wide receiver one. Is there risk involved? Absolutely. But that's the price you pay, you know what I'm saying, when you're doing that kind of thing. Where would you draft Kupp and Kelce? Kelce at the bottom of round 1 with a smile on my face. And Cooper Kupp I wouldn't take until round 6. I just wouldn't. It doesn't. And some people people that already own him in a few leagues, they're gonna get upset about that. They're gonna go, "What? Cooper Kupp round 6? What are you talking, Smitty? But Smitty's Cooper Kupp."
But Smitty, he was the best wide receiver last year when you look at the points per game before he got injured. Smitty, he's the GOAT. How would you not take him in round 6?
Give me one solid response. One solid response or supporting evidence as to why you should draft a 30-year-old wide receiver that has had one elite season and one additional good season, like really good season. He had 1,100 yards. He was a top 10 wide receiver. He wasn't top 1, 2, or 3, or 4 or anything, but he was a top 10 wide receiver with 1,100 yards, nice amount of touchdowns. That was his second good year. He's had one elite season. He's 30 years old. He's on the wrong side of 30. He's had a plethora of injuries, and he can't shake this hamstring injury, which he re-injured and is seeing a specialist, and the coach himself has said he might go on injured reserve. He can't rule that out. Give me one reason why anybody's drafting him. Somebody tell me. I would love to see a rational response other than he's the GOAT. You'll see, Smitty. He'll come back. Give me one response. Thank you for your super chat. Got offered Fields and Deontay Johnson for Watson and Jefferson. Fields and Deontay for Watson. If it's one QB, think of this logically, Garza. Where's Fields going in a draft? Round 4? Round 3 maybe, but round 4? Where's Deontay going? I don't know. Some people take him in 6, 7, 8. I don't know. I wouldn't take him in the top 5 or 6 rounds. So you got a 4th rounder and a 6+ rounder. Where's JJ going? Number 1 overall. Where's Watson going? Probably around 9, 10, whatever. But there's a huge discrepancy there if this is a 1 QB. If it's a 2 QB, if it's super flex, and I don't see that anywhere, then Fields is much higher ranked than JJ. So it's a no-brainer in terms of Fields. And if it's a 1 QB, you're completely taking a bath on everything you executed on draft day if you accept that. So that's a total Smitty disapproved trade. But only if it's a 1 QB, if you know what I'm saying. So just think about it from draft perspective, value. That's how you can always kind of safeguard yourself. Your channel is blowing up. Would you trade Kupp and Dameon Pierce for Jacobs, Najee, and Hollywood Brown? Thank you, Brady, by the way, for the $5 holler and the acknowledgement there. Would you trade Kupp and Dameon Pierce for Jacobs, Najee, and Hollywood Brown? I would definitely do that trade, but then I would flip Jacobs and Hollywood Brown for one player, like a Ridley and up. I'd definitely make that move. Because if you have Najee and Ridley for Kupp and Dameon Pierce, you're doing pretty good. So definitely would do that trade, but I would not be done trading. I would flip it. Part of it anyway. Phone opened up in my pocket, and I had a $5 holler set, so we just gone send it. Bijan to the moon. Thank you, Salty Chopper. Appreciate you.
To the moon.
Salty's my man. My main man, Salty. Garrett with the super chat. Garrett, my boy. Hit that thumb up button on your way in the door, guys. We got 628 people in here. Punch that thumb up button. How many thumbs up do we have? We only have 169. Those are rookie numbers. We got near 700 people in here. Let's do it live. Full PPR, start 2, sit 2 for flex. JK, David Montgomery, Terry McLaurin if healthy, Deontay Johnson. Start 2, sit 2. I'm going to go with David Montgomery, and I'm going to go with Terry McLaurin if he plays. Deontay's got a tough matchup, and I just don't love him this year. Anyway, JK, we have no idea what in the hell is going on with that situation. He's tempting, I suppose, and if you feel iffy about McLaurin, then you swap him out. But McLaurin is running, and you obviously got to stay on top of this and check with me, because McLaurin could have a setback or something, or just because he's running doesn't mean he's for sure going to play, but it looks like he's going to play. How did I do? $5 hauler, 10-team, Fields, J.J. Wilson, Etienne, Walker, Kittle, Swift, Kamara. You crushed it. And there's not a single player I want to trade other than Kittle. If you could somehow get into let's see, Kittle and Swift for an extra player just right above them value-wise while you wait on Kamara. But that's it. I don't want you trading anybody else. Or Kittle for, give up Swift and go Kittle and Swift for an injured Mark Andrews. Everybody's scared of Andrews right now. Go get Kelce. Swift and Kittle for Kelce. You might actually pull that off. Trade Swift and Kittle for Kelce. I bet you get that done. I bet it works. I bet you the Kelce owner says, okay, I'll do that. I'm scared. I'm a petrified Peter. Peter's going to answer the phone. Yeah, petrified Peter here. Yeah, Kelce? Oh, I've been looking to get rid of him. I just drafted him. Yeah, Kelce, you'll give me Kittle. He's a tight end. You'll give me Kittle? Let's go ahead and get that done. Send it on over. Easy peasy. Tyler, $2 hauler. When's the mailbag show for Instagram group? Tyler, great question. I might actually answer those questions on here. I don't know that I'll be able to produce the first one in time. And I don't know that the answers will apply next week. So I do need to get to that on this show, Tyler. So I'm going to put this over in the corner so I remember to do that. And then we will be doing that in the window of time starting out heading into week 2 where the mailbag show. If anybody wants to be a part of the mailbag show and leave your voicemails, we used to do daily voicemails on here. We're going to start doing them for the Wednesday show or Tuesday show. We're going to figure out the timing, but basically once the Monday night show the Monday night game is over, from that point for 24 hours, you'll be able to leave voicemails in a certain chat group on Instagram, and you can subscribe by clicking the subscribe button for $4.99 a month. Half a cup of coffee a month. You can be in this private group where everybody runs and bounces trades off each other. They're a serious group. They're all paying $4.99. Not a big number, but when you're paying something like that, you're taking it seriously. And so these guys are there helping each other constantly. And so in this chat group, if you hold down the mic and leave a voicemail, I'm going to play those on the voicemail show, which will be probably on Wednesdays. That show will air. So if you want to be a part of that, get on over to Instagram and hit that, and then DM me after or email me after and let me know that you're in that group. Thank you, Tyler, and I'll answer those today. Very, very good question. The guy dropping a $6.99. I don't see a. Let me see here. I don't see a question attached to it, so I'm gonna have to go looking for maybe another question. Appreciate your super chat. Salty Peanuts with one more Christian Watson injury. We've talked about that about 5 times on the show already. There's nothing to worry about at this point beyond that he sat out practice because of the hamstring. And if anybody's expecting this to be Cooper Kupp 2.0, this is the same situation. He's going to a specialist. He's out for the season. Like, we need to figure out, is it tightness? What is going on? So before you overreact, hang tight and wait. But I don't have any indication that he is literally, been... that he's in jeopardy of necessarily missing the game yet. It's certainly in question because we don't know what the status is, but that's the extent that we have. Someone said Kelce's out. I don't know that I see that yet. Hold on. I don't see that yet, bro. Kelce's out. I don't see that. That's fake news. Unless it just got reported. Okay. Thank you, Salty. Appreciate you. WRM with the super chat. WRM says, 10-man, 1 PPR, 2 flex, Lawrence, CD, Ridley, Hall, Cook, Ingram, Kupp, JT, Mike Williams, Addison. Drafted Kupp before the news. How would you approach it? God, JT and Kupp. My 2 big avoids, WRM. My 2 big avoids on the same team. I'm trying to trade. I mean, at this point, it's way too late. I mean, WRM, I'm sorry to be blunt like this, but you waited too long to get rid of him before new news popped up and it got worse. Like, you could have got a Debo. Now you're stuck, like, either just hoping it works out. Like, if you can stay afloat and you got Hall, you got a JT Kupp, Hall, all slow starting potential situations here. You've got a good team, though. Like, I don't know that if I'm you, I'm going to end up just trading. Man, I don't know if I'm just going to trade away like JT's upside for you because you might need it. It depends what you can get. I don't know that I'm trading away Kupp for anything less than, something like, you're not getting a Debo anymore. You could certainly try. I would try that. James Cook, you got to hope James Cook balls out. Would I trade Kupp and James Cook for one big player? Would I do that? Yeah. I mean, could you even do that? Could you go after a Pollard? Could you go after a Garrett Wilson? Could you even make something like that work? This team might need to be one of those teams that stays afloat and just hopefully balls out JT Kupp and it all comes together. I don't know that I'd be panic selling this team. You almost have to ride it out. Because you have so many players that have the same type of slow start potential, there's not a lot of movability here. So you're going to have to probably wait that one out. It's a good team. Try for Debo using Kupp. It's a good team. I understand what you were thinking when you built it. You might have to make this become your fun comeback team. And maybe you do, bro. Maybe you come back roaring. Maybe Kupp does come back week 4 or 5 and he gets back on his horse. Maybe JT is traded to the Eagles and he becomes a top 7, top 5 running back. That would be my fun comeback of the comeback team that I root for. But you're definitely going to potentially have a slow start. Trade Richardson and Godwin for Fields in a millisecond.
You've just been Smitty.
Unbelievable, bro. Unbelievable that some of you can pull some of these trades off. I love that trade. That's an amazing trade. Smitty, you starting Debo or Dotson. Probably Dotson given the matchup, but I do love Debo this year. But probably Dotson. He's got an amazing matchup against the Cardinals, but I don't know if there's a way to fit both of them in your lineup somehow. How to approach an 8-man 2 QB flex league. Hit quarterback in the first round for sure, WRM. And then in the second round, if you're getting like another T-Law, I probably would hit it again because the running backs and wide receivers are so deep. And everybody's going to have the same running back and wide receivers, right? Everybody's going to have a loaded running back and wide receiver room. The only way to separate yourself is Kelce, who could fall. So maybe you go, let's say you get Fields or Hurts, and then Kelce falls to round 2. I'd probably consider separating myself from everybody with Kelce and a quarterback, but also you could do it with the double QB. If you get 2 Justin Fields type quarterbacks, the one thing you might want to do, WRM, is take Hurts or Mahomes and then try and maybe come in and get Fields in round 2. Because if you take Fields in round 1, you don't have a shot. Burrow could fall, but highly unlikely to deep into round 2 at all in an 8-man. But Fields could, like to at least the top part of it or something. So that might be your approach there. But that is the best way to try and dominate an 8-man is to do something. Kelce stands out, and people are going to be avoiding him. 2 quarterbacks, getting the 2 best quarterbacks. Otherwise, everybody's team is going to look the same. So you need to stand out somewhere. $10 hauler gets a moonshot.
To the moon.
Appreciate your super chat, Will. Fields, Devontae Adams, Wilson, Olave, JSN, Walker, Pacheco, Herbert, Swift, Charbonnet. I know my tight ends are weak, so should I trade or stay where you're at? Laporta's not bad, bro. I mean, I don't think I'd dismantle anything to go get a tight end when the tight ends are, he's got good upside. So I don't know that I worry too much. I don't love Devontae Adams. I would trade him away for a Ridley and something if you can even do that. I'd trade him away for a St. Brown, Garrett Wilson, which is probably not going to happen, but you never know. Some people value Devontae in like the top 12 or 13, and Garrett Wilson's fallen to 14 or 15 lately. St. Brown's fallen into the mid-second round, so you just never know. But you could probably get a third round in general valued Ridley and something. I would say like a Pacheco in addition, but you already got him. That's fantastic. Make sure McKinnon's not on waivers. You could upgrade into an injured Andrews doing that. Devontae Adams for like Debo and Andrews and give him, like something along those lines. But I would definitely look to sell Devontae Adams into a player you quietly like as much. And you could even go cheaper at wide receiver and use the anchor of the 2-for-1 trade. Devontae for Walker. You've got you got Walker for Hall. You know, Brees Hall, right? For Brees Hall and a injured Christian Watson. You know, Devontae Adams for both those guys could get done because those guys are not even third rounders. You're taking a fifth rounder or late fourth rounder in in Hall, late fourth rounder in Hall, mid fourth rounder, and Christian Watson, who injured right now, would probably go around 5. If you draft tonight, Watson injured probably goes around 5. Watson would be a steal tonight. Anybody drafting later tonight, Watson's going to be a steal because everyone's going to be freaking out about this situation. Okay. Mod Squad in here. Appreciate you guys dealing with everything you're dealing with. I don't see any new news updates. I keep refreshing. I want to make sure we're on top of this Kelce situation and all these players that are in the news right now. Jerry Jeudy was limited in practice today. J.C. Jackson was not listed on the team's injury report. That's fantastic news for the Chargers. Kittle groin injury returned to practice on Wednesday, so if you're trying to trade him away, he's at least back at practice. Hollywood Brown was limited in practice. Cordero Patterson was limited in practice. Javonte Williams said, Coach Sean Payton said Javonte Williams will play a big role versus the Raiders in Week 1. That's exactly what we've been waiting to hear. That's fantastic news. I should have had that in the top 4 pieces of news. Let me put that on screen right now. This is lateral, Nicholas. The phone lines aren't open right now, but we'll give you 30 seconds, and I'm hanging up. 20 seconds, and I'm hanging up on you. 30 seconds.
Hey, Smitty, sorry. So I got offered a trade, Chase and Brian Robinson for my Lamb and Brees Hall.
Chase and Brian Robinson for Lamb and who?
Brees Hall.
I take Lamb and Brees Hall and run, bro. Chase and who?
Chase and Brian Robinson.
Yeah, take Lamb and Brees Hall and run. I mean, Chase is Chase, bro. Time up. Chase is Chase, bro. But I mean, you gotta take that. You gotta take that. Lamb is a first rounder, you know, essentially. So you gotta take that, bro. Javonte news. This Javonte news is fantastic. This Javonte news is amazing. Sean Payton said Javonte Williams will play a big role versus the Raiders in Week 1. So anybody tempted to sit him, don't sit him. And if you've got some sort of Christian Watson, Javonte battle, now you know what to do. You put Javonte in. Okay, let's ride with the remainder of these Super Chats and open up the phone lines to 30-second phone calls. This right here, $5 hauler from Recovery. Smitty had a second draft last night. Lamar, Gibbs, Hall, Chase, Amon-Ra, Olave, Waller, Swift, McKinnon, Lockett. Very, very good team. I'm trading Lockett and maybe you wait. You got Hall and Dalvin Cook. Okay, you probably wait. Maybe Lockett even has a good game and you can end up maneuvering into something different. But this is a stand down team. This is loaded with starters. Lockett and Lamar for a slightly better quarterback. You can go after Fields. I would do that. Fields is kind of ranked lower sometimes, so you might be able to do that straight up. But that's definitely an approach I would take with that team. Quick question: start Anthony Richardson or Jordan Love? I'm starting Jordan Love for sure. Assuming the wide receivers are good to go. If they aren't, we can reassess that question, I suppose. But I'm starting Jordan Love. Do I need to take a lap? 12-man, non-PPR, Geno, Barkley, Gibbs, DD. Who the hell's DD? Who's DD? Like, what are we doing here? Thank you, Ride Guy McFly. Appreciate you. What are we doing here? Who the hell's DD? Can someone enlighten me real quickly? CD Lamb? Keenan Allen, Pierce, Schultz, bench, McLaurin, Swift, Rashad White. Not take a lap, but trade Rashad White to upgrade Geno into Fields or Burrow or T. Law. Trade Swift and Rashad White or McLaurin, Rashad White or McLaurin and Swift or Keenan Allen and Rashad White for a Ridley. And then still do another trade, like I said, Rashad White to get a quarterback. That's what I would do. I think he means CD. DD. Do I trade my DD? Nathan, 0.5 pick, Flowers, Dotson, Deion Jackson, Charbonnet. I'm going to go Flowers and Dotson personally, bro. And that's pretty easy for me. I mean, anything can happen, but that feels really safe. Try to trade McLaurin plus Flowers for Ridley. Yeah, if you can pull that off, good luck. Good luck getting that. But if you do, come back and we'll hit this veto police button because that's insane if you pull off that trade. But yes, it's probably a cute pipe dream you have, but try it out, bro. I've seen crazy trades happen, so you won't know until you ask. Should I trade Josh Jacobs for Pollard and Hall? Only if you like winning, Rigo. If you like winning, I probably would do that. Pollard's got top 12 overall value. Jacobs is not a top 12 overall talent. And Hall is free. So you're getting an upgrade from Jacobs to Pollard, and then you're getting a free top 5 to 10 running back in Breece Hall. So I would definitely smash that. And then trade Connor away for Bijan Robinson later after you pull that one off in the Grandma League. Appreciate you very much, Rigo. Rigo to the moon. Rigo's doing some good work out there. Let's just say that. Rico's taking advantage of the grandmas left and right. Rigo knows what he's doing. Will Smith Sr., should I get Van Jefferson or Atwell off the waiver wire for Hunt? There's got to be better options than that, bro. Van Jefferson, I suppose. Puka, if he's there, is better than Van, but there's got to be other options on the table, I would assume. Dorsey with the super chat, 10-man. It's a $10 hauler
to the moon.
I think we got a $20 hauler sitting out there. Let me go check real quick. I think there's a $20 hauler. I apologize if I left someone's $20 hauler hanging. $20 haulers get immediate assistance, and there is a long line of super chats, so you are going salty ahead of the line here. Don't you worry. There would have been a little bit of a wait to get to you. Then we got Deet with the $20 hauler. So you guys are getting immediate help right now. Appreciate you dropping those super chats. You guys are legends. I'm going to give you each a $20 hauler when I'm answering your question. Let's start off with Dorsey.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Dorsey with the first of the two $20 haulers. 10-man. Oh, no, that's not Dorsey. It's Salty. Sorry, Dorsey. Hang tight. Salty, appreciate you. Not sure who the Salty Peanuts. Not sure who the Salty Peanuts guy is, but I'm the OG Salty. Got offered ETN and a first rounder next year for Olave. ETN and a first rounder for Olave. You have solid wide receiver depth. I'm taking a lap for even asking. No, I mean, it depends where the first rounder is. Like, imagine that first rounder is like 7 or 8 overall. Like, you're getting Quentin Johnston, who I don't love. That. Like, if that's what you're getting, then I don't know that I do it. I love Olave that much. He's a wide receiver. The longevity's there. ETN won't have but 4 years probably from this point forward, just the way running backs are. And so I'm probably not doing it. If it's going to be a top 3 pick, then it would be a little different. Salty, appreciate you. Deet dropping the $20 wad. Let's go, Deet.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Deet, my main man, Deet. Appreciate you. Where's my fire? Now you guys don't know it's real. Or now you think it's fake. Okay. D, I traded Gibbs and Mike Williams for Kelce. I don't know that I like that, D. It's okay. Here's the problem. Even though I take Kelce 12, 13 overall right now in a draft, like I take him at the turn picks, I wouldn't hesitate. That doesn't mean that Gibbs is an extremely undervalued to the point where I believe he is a top 10 overall player this year. Because so the problem I have with this is Mike Williams. Can you flip Mike Williams into something else or whatever, or trade him off, couple him with another player? I don't know that I like it. It's not a bad move in terms of what it does for your team if Kelce comes back, and I think he will, and becomes Kelce. I think your team could potentially even score more points, but this is tough because I would want to move Williams with something else to try and upgrade and go after this a different way. but it's so hard for me to give up Gibbs. But it's not a bad move. I'm not going to necessarily Smitty approve or disapprove it. There's certainly pros and cons to it, but I don't know that I'm jumping for joy because I love Gibbs that much. But it's certainly arguable on all sides of the fence because Kelce is still a top 12, top 15 overall player right now, like guaranteed in my mind. $10 hauler, thank you again. 10-man PPR, Smitty approved. Justin Herbert, Pierce, Cook, Lamb, St. Brown, Olave, Hawkinson. Yeah, it's good. You got some good talent on the bench. We could maybe, consolidate into one player somehow, like James Cook and London for one better player. James Cook and Swift. London and Swift if you want to leave James Cook be. Those are all potential moves that I would be looking to do. Ridley's a target. Pollard's a target. Cook and London. You could trade Cook and Pierce and London for a Pollard. I definitely would go upgrade shopping using those combos, and I think you could probably get it done fairly easily through just brute force offers. Just, one offer to each team, keep cycling through. All it takes is one person to accept it. All it takes is one person to be having a strange day and they accept a trade they shouldn't accept. In a draft, first 2 picks are Barkley, Garrett Wilson. I don't mind that. Rock out. Barkley's going to have a big year. So Barkley's fantastic at the bookend picks, at the 12-13 turn. Start 2, bench 1. Hall, Javonte Swift. Probably bench Hall for right now. But if news breaks that tells a different story about workload, we're going to have to circle back, if you know what I'm saying. JT, now Kupp, Smitty's 2 for 3. Advise the community to trade CMC for Bijan before Smitty's 3 for 3 on Doomsday premonitions. I do Smitty approve this comment.
You've just been Smitty approved.
So to kind of reemphasize what he's saying here, my Doomsday predictions have been coming true. And I do believe Christian McCaffrey is going to be amazing when he's on the field. He's a tough matchup in week 1, but he's the kind of guy that could figure out how to still get 100 yards and slip into the end zone. But the problem is the workload, the amount of miles that he has on his tires. It doesn't matter how good he is when he's on the field. This is the same problem people have with facing the reality that Cooper Kupp was a dumb pick in the first round in 2023, even before his hamstring injury. Is he was 30 years old with a long injury history, and he had before the re-injury, the hamstring injury should have indicated to everybody that this is a problem. This is a guy that has a huge potential red flag and risk. He's recovering from the hamstring. He had the injury from last year that even before the initial hamstring injury, Kupp was one of my biggest avoids. I wouldn't call it a dumb pick at that point. I'd say a dumb pick is to take him after he recovered from his first hamstring injury. And then it's like, why? Why? He's coming back from a leg injury, an ankle injury that took him forever to come back from. He's 30 plus years old. His body's not regenerating and healing and getting back to where it needs to be. Soft tissue injuries for 30-plus-year-old players that are injury prone, it's gonna continue to get worse, not better. And so on the Christian McCaffrey front, understand what I'm saying. Trade him away for Bijan. And I've said draft Bijan over CMC all offseason long, but trade him away for Bijan before it is too late. I Smitty approve what E-Rock's saying, and we've been saying it all off season long. Take Bijan over CMC. It doesn't matter if CMC's amazing on the field. That's not the argument. The argument is, will he be on the field? Might start Swift over Cook. I assume this is James Cook. Oh no, Cook and Hall. So Dalvin Cook. I'm okay with that. That's a dice roll overcome. You'd mentioned you love Swift this week. I think you'd be devastated if you put Swift on the bench and he blew up because you've said you've liked him a lot this week. So I would just trust your gut, bro. I would not. Okay. Living Legend with a $2 hauler. Tony or Addison this week. Look, Addison hasn't earned, I think, either one of them have necessarily earned it. But as of this moment, Kadarius Toney's the number 1 wide receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs. Maybe Sky Moore is the guy, and I really quietly like Sky Moore better right now, but I love both of them as a combo. But this man's still the number 1 wide receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs, and with Kelce potentially out this week, then you gotta roll with that, bro. You gotta roll with it. You gotta be excited that you have it, and roll Tony out there 1 week. Addison isn't a bad play. It's just that he hasn't really earned that spot yet. And even though Tony's injured, he has earned the slot. He may not have earned your start from a fantasy perspective, but either is Addison. So then you kind of look at the two offenses and say, okay, does Tony have a shot at being the number 1 wide receiver on his team? Yeah, he does. Does he have a shot at getting injured or failing you? He does, but he was second in the NFL in targets per wide receiver route run last year over Travis Kelce. So you got to ask yourself, is that worth the risk? I think it is. JR, hey Smitty, you helped me win last year. T-Law, Watson, Kirk, Bijan, Walker, Mark. Who's Mark? Kupp, Quentin. I don't know who Mark is. Kupp, Quentin, Kupp, Kamara, Purdy. What are we doing here, JR? You in a multiple copy league here? Moves you can make. I assume it's 1 QB because you didn't say 2 QB. So T-Law's great. Kirk, Bijan, Walker. Love your running backs. I love your running backs. I would trade Kirk and probably like, I don't know that you can make any move. Kirk and Kupp for like 1 player. Like maybe that gets you a Ridley or up, above, like a St. Brown or something like that. Trading Kupp would be nice. Debo, I don't know that I'd give up Kirk and Kupp for Debo, but you could explore something, see if he can give you a player back. I think a great player to trade for right now, look for McKinnon on waivers and then trade for Pacheco or trade for both of them. I think they're great. I'm not saying to do that necessarily with Kupp, but would I trade Kirk for Pacheco and let's say McKinnon's on waivers and then you get another player or another piece? I probably would. Kirk's got pretty high ADP value. Pacheco was a 7th rounder. Kirk was like a 4 or 5 guy. So you should have some leeway to get some extra value. But Kupp for Debo, try it now. See if you can get it done. Kupp for Christian Watson and something. You might even get more. I'd probably go down those roads. Again, I don't know who the Mark guy is. Mark who? Mark Andrews? Would that be Mark Andrews? Probably Mark Andrews. Mark Ingram? Mark Andrews, Mark Ingram? I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay. If you got Mark Andrews, then you could potentially explore trading him, but that's a good player to have. You got a difference maker there. You might just want to hold on to Javonte or Khalil Herbert. This is one of those situations where, bro, it could literally go either way. Khalil Herbert was the number 1 running back in the National Football League in 2022 in yards per carry. You know what I'm saying? Sir Isaac dropping a super chat. Appreciate you, Sir Isaac. I've got the $20 hauler coming. I'm trying to read the super chats, guys. They're in line here, so it's not somebody saying. I think that was Isaac saying read the super chat. I'm trying, bro. I got them all right here. $20 hauler from Sir Isaac. Let's go.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Sir Isaac, appreciate you. Traded Pollard in a Dynasty 1 QB for Watson, Kendra Miller, and 24 first rebuilding. It's not a horrible trade. I love Pollard a lot, so I don't know that I love the trade. Watson to Geno, but I get the longevity is going to be there. But then again, not that I don't love Christian Watson, but he still is in the proving himself phase, and Pollard kind of is too. But I like Pollard a little bit more. If I'm drafting Pollard over Christian Watson. So does the first rounder get it done? It might. If it gets it done, then if it's like a 3rd overall rookie pick, then I like it. If it's not, then it becomes something to where the trade could be questionable later. But I like the team. I like the direction that you're heading in. But I don't know. I probably would have kept Pollard maybe, or it just depends on that first rounder. If you think the first rounder could be a top 3 pick, it definitely could work out in your favor. Okay, let me see real quickly where we got precision building. Precision Building with the $5 hauler. Appreciate you. Young with a $2. Oh, Young, I was just going to say this one could go 100 different ways, Young. I'd probably go Javonte, but Khalil is definitely like a hard player to bench. He was number 1 in the league in yards per carry. So if you got a gut instinct, go with it because I'm kind of indifferent. I'm on the fence on that one. I really... Can we get the chat to vote on that one? Khalil Herbert or Javonte? Bro, I just found you. Love your show. Long story short, I have to pick between P. Ryan and Mims. I'm going to go... Oh, God, neither, bro. There's got to be other options, my guy. Also need to choose between Flowers and Addison. I'd probably go Flowers, but isn't there someone else we can get in this mix here? I mean, I guess I probably lean Mims because there are 3 RBs and Javonte's supposed to get a heavy workload, so I lean Mims. But that's not like any sort of like easy decision, and I don't know that I love either one. I don't know if I love backing any side of that. You know what I'm saying? Flex spot: Zeke, Elliott, Flowers, JSN. I'm probably going Flowers, but JSN's very tempting, and I'm not going Zeke or MVS. Hold Kincaid or A-Chain. Probably Kincaid, but I want both of them somehow, some way. But that's such a tough question, my guy. AR traded Aaron Jones, Flowers for Debo, Monty, and I love these trades more so than the roster evaluations. I love when I see it because not only are these easier to talk about, but like it's hard to see the same team over and over and over. But I love these trade super chats. Trade Aaron Jones and Flowers for Debo and Monty. Yeah, give me Debo and Monty. Smitty approved. Appreciate you, Godfidence. Fields, Pollard, Stevenson, D-Hop, Watson, Everett, Dotson. My bench is Richardson, Madison, Pierce, Kupp. Tough spot to be in with Kupp. Madison and Pierce on the bench is tough to see. So, like, you know, can you trade one of them with Kupp to get like a big name player? I'd probably poke around at that. I would trade Kupp straight up for a Debo. I'd give up Kupp and MT for Debo. I'd give up Kupp and MT for Ridley. I would give up Richardson and Madison for a slightly better RB. I would give up Richardson and Pierce for a slightly better RB. I'd give up Madison and Pierce for a slightly better RB. I'd do it live. Appreciate you. Burnout Boy, London on the bench. Trade London for Kupp. I suppose if you've got the depth that you're not even needing London, this would be one of those scenarios where I could see somebody doing that and it being a decent move for you. Will, I'm going through the super chats. I'm sure I got to yours, right, Will? Wipe your feet. 250 of the 650 people in here. We got 650 in here, and we only have 253 thumbs up. Punch that thumb up button for your boy. Will, let me know if I didn't get to it, but I'm pretty sure I did. Milton, appreciate you. Milton, Smitty, you're the GOAT. Thank you, Milton. Appreciate you for dropping that super chat, my guy. Will dropping a says he dropped a super chat. Will, I'm pretty sure I got to it, Will. You guys gotta be patient. I'm going through them as fast as I possibly can. I got like 3 messages from Will asking about his super chat. Will, do you see did I answer your super chat? If I missed it, I will pull it up. Nate, start Dulcich versus the Raiders or Musgrave at Chicago. Probably go Dulcich, I suppose, but that's a really close call. Richardson or Dak? I'm gonna go Richardson. I don't fully trust Dak. I go Dak. I don't trust either one. But I go Dak. I don't trust either one, bro. Those are both pretty hard. Space Ricky. Why did we block what's his face? Space Ricky, be careful with there was somebody else that you blocked the other day, and I was wondering why we're doing that. Did he say something crazy? Because we got to be careful how we use that, Space Ricky. Because you can't. I mean, just when you block people. What did Terry say that made you block him? Trade away. You should definitely trade away Christian Watson for Kupp, my guy. Says Terry. I don't see Terry saying anything crazy right now. I mean, Terry does rub me the wrong way sometimes. But Space Ricky, can I get confirmation why we blocked him? What did he say that made you block him? We got to be careful not to block people. We're losing subscribers when that happens. You know what I'm saying, Space Ricky? There was something else that happened the other night. You got to be careful with it. Because there was somebody else that you blocked, and I was like, why did he block him? We might have to take away Space Ricky's mod access when he's butt dialing things. Not Terry Roberts. Let me see if can we even undo that? I don't know if Space Ricky can undo that. Space Ricky, come on, bro. That wrench is dangerous. I'm going to have to go unblock him somehow. I don't have time to do it right now, but let me see if I can go in there and do that. Everybody can tell Terry R that I went out of my way in the middle of a live stream to go bring him back in here. He is kind of a problem, Terry R. He's kind of getting in the way of everything. So, let's see here. Space Ricky, you got me worried, though. That's two in a row I've seen. Let me see if I could find Terry R and unblock him. Terry R, Terry R, Terry R, Terry R. I mean, he's negative, but he's not like causing damage. We don't need all yes men in here. I'm not. Terry R, here it is. Okay. If Terry finds his way back in here, you let him know. You let him know that he's been unblocked. Terry, don't make me regret that. Watch Space Ricky be right all along. And Space Ricky, get us out of your pocket. Okay, super chats. I'm so behind on him. Klansky. Any moves? 14-teamer. A-Rod, Amon Ross, Christian Watson, Zay Jones, JSN, Dobbs, Dell. Pacheco, Charbonnet, Ingram. Not much you can move here, bro. It's a good team. It feels lacking a little bit somewhere, but like I can't pinpoint it. It's like maybe you just need to let it ride out a little bit. You got Bijan, Walker, Pacheco. That's actually pretty crafty. You got Ingram. That's solid. Amon Ra, Watson, A-Rod. It's pretty good. It's a 14-teamer. Never mind. This is a good team. This is a really good team and a 14-teamer. I'm sorry, Klansky. I didn't see that until just right now. I even read it, but I didn't process it. It's really good. 14-teamer. This is hard to pull off. I'm going to go ahead and Smitty approve this team.
You've just been Smitty approved.
That's a really, really good squad and a 14-teamer. Moves to make? Probably not. You got to wait for JSN to gain value. You got to get Dobbs back on his horse. Pacheco's got to ball out. There's nothing to do here. You'd be selling low. Those are a lot of like risers, but I apologize. 14-teamer is really, really good, bro. Commish vetoed the trade. Would have gotten Bijan for Ridley and Javonte. How can you look? First of all, I don't even know if I love Bijan, but I don't even know if that's a bad trade. Like I don't know if I would have hit the got him button if you came in and announced that you got rid of Ridley and Javonte for Bijan. Like Javonte could be that good. So that's weird to me. Like how a commish can do that. That's stupid. That's ridiculous. Tell your commish he's to figure out how to let people, run their own teams. Trade St. Brown or Garrett Wilson for Kelce. Probably not, because those are all like Kelce, St. Brown, and Garrett Wilson are all right there at that 8 to 12 overall territory. Given the injury, it moves Kelce down to 12. But I have St. Brown and Garrett Wilson right there. I don't know that you need to do that. It wouldn't be crazy, and if I do it, I'm trading St. Brown, but I don't think I do that. I think I just keep those two wide receivers. I'm going to say no to that. Even though I love the idea of trading for Kelce on the low, I don't think you're buying him on the low. I think you're buying him at a very solid value, and you're giving that guy a way out of what he thinks is a disaster. But because he might trade him, he's interested in trading him. You might be able to go a low ball him. $10 hauler.
To the moon.
This is from Herb. 1 QB, Mahomes, JJ Olave, Kamara, Jamal, Swift, Hawkinson, London, McKinnon. Very good team. Feeling weak at running back. You shouldn't feel weak at running back because, I mean, bro, you have Swift and Kamara, and that's gonna prove to be very, very solid soon. So you just wait. Right now, you put McKinnon in there. I wouldn't put Jamal in there. I put McKinnon in there. I put McKinnon and Swift in and let it ride. It's a good squad, and I think you'll stay afloat long enough that once Kamara comes back, you're going to be a monster. So you drafted light at running back for a reason. Don't forget where you were coming from, and don't abort it when you set it up perfectly. Mr. Smitty, please rate my wide receiver for week 1. Rate my wide receiver. My wide receiver 1 is Garrett Wilson. My wide receiver 2 is London Dotson Pickens. I'd probably go Dotson. He's got a cake matchup against the Cardinals. At flex, Herbert, London, Dotson, Pickens. I'd probably say give me London or Herbert. Herbert's very tempting, but I think I go London and trust the process on London. Trust that he is the guy we think he is. He is who we thought he was. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't back down now. Start Charbonnet or Addison. Probably Addison's safer. Charbonnet's higher risk, higher reward. So you got to kind of pick your poison. There's no real answer with that one. Will says you missed my $9.99 super chat. All right, Will, let me go find this. I think Will thinks I missed his super chat. Maybe I did. Maybe I did, Will. Scuba, you got we've got a 30-second timer here, and then because the phone lines aren't open, so you got 30 seconds. Go.
Hey, Smitty, I can call back when the phone lines are open, man, if you want. I just,
You got 20. You got 23 seconds.
I didn't even realize that they were closed.
You got 21 seconds.
All right, so this is everybody in my league's picking up Jaden Reed. Is he noteworthy? Somebody that everybody should be adding, or is this just a deep league guy?
I like him. He's a deep league guy. You're not starting him, but he's a wide receiver 5 on your bench, 5'6", and something pops off for him. He becomes the top guy. You go ahead and you pick him up, or you put him in your lineup. Like he could be. Look, Christian Watson became that guy. There's no reason why. All right, call back. Appreciate you, man. There's no reason that Jalen Reed can't be that guy. Will. Let's see Will's super chat. Let's see Will. Stefan, you got 30 seconds.
Hey. All right. Hey, sorry, I had an emergency trade question. Somebody offered me Kelce for Gibbs.
I told the guy earlier I wouldn't trade Gibbs. I would do something else. It's not that isn't. I mean, Gibbs is going late second round for us in our community, but that doesn't mean I don't believe he's a top 10 overall player. All right, call back when the phone lines are open. Appreciate you, but I'm going to go after a different avenue on that. I'm not doing that. I'm not giving up Gibbs, but it's certainly something that I would explore in terms of trading. Fields, Devontae, Wilson, Olave, JSN, Walker, Pacheco, Herbert, Swift, Charbonnet. I know my tight ends are weak, so should I trade? I answered this one. Will, I answered this one. Will, you're crying wolf, Will. I answered this one. I said that I would trade Devontae for that combo of players. I did take care of this. Will was just a little bit of an impatient Ian. But hey, Will, appreciate you very much for dropping yet another super chat to let me know that you dropped a super chat. I know I took care of it, but you guys, I'm trying my best to go through here. The Smitty, you missed my super chat. Usually is a crying wolf because I just hadn't got to it yet. Okay, here we go. We got Hey Smitty 10-team draft. Fields, Chase, Olave, DJ Moore, Pickens. Fields, Chase, Olave, DJ Moore. Very good wide receivers. Amazing quarterback wide receiver combo. And you got Pickens and JSN. And you got Gibbs and Javonte. Very good team. You let this one ride. You don't really trade anything. I don't want you trading Gibbs or Javonte. I really like Javonte right now. I love Pacheco. I love that you got Pacheco, McKinnon. You got Swift. I mean, you could trade Swift and Pickens for one player right now. Swift and Swift and Pickens really the only thing you could combo together and try and go get like Debo, Ridley type guys. But other than that, I want you to sit on that team because it's full of risers and you need them to rise. And then you've got options. Dan with a $10 hauler. Dan, my main man, Dan. Will, appreciate you, by the way. I know Will was panicking about that earlier. I'm sorry, Will.
To the moon.
To the moon for the $10 hauler from Dan. 10-team PPR, pick 10. T-Law, Pickett, Walker, Rashad White, James Cook. Not a fan of Rashad White and James Cook and Monty. Like, those are good players, but I'm trying to trade two of those for one guy. You know, give me a Breece Hall over Rashad White or James Cook. And if I've got to throw Monty and Cook together to get him, or I can do something more on a bigger grand scale. You got Garrett Wilson, Diggs, Debo, fantastic. DJ Moore. If you can start all those wide receivers in like a double flex or a flex, then you're fantastic. And I just try and trade two of those RBs for one. Just ETN, go up above. Ramondre, just couple two of them together and get one. Every running back that's in that third round, second round territory, just throw it out there. Gibbs, obviously. I'd give up James Cook, Monty, and Rashad White all for Gibbs and say, do your worst. I'll go find a waiver wire running back to throw in my number 2 spot. Do your worst, Dan. That's what I would say. $5 hauler, 10-man 2 flex, traded Amon and Olave. Amon-Ra and Olave for Bijan and Devontae Smith. Yeah.
You've just been Smitty approved.
I'm all about that, bro. I'm all about that. Hawkinson, start Cook or JK. I'm starting James Cook. Or if it's Dalvin Cook, I'm starting, I guess, Dalvin Cook over JK. But that one's closer. Dalvin's closer because you don't know what Dalvin's workload's going to be really either. Maybe JK's higher risk, higher reward. Cook's like, okay start, probably not going to blow your socks off. So you want a higher risk, higher reward, pick your poison. JK, I suppose. If you want safety, go Dalvin. If that's James Cook, you go James Cook probably over JK. 10-man 2 flex, traded. I just did that one. Thank you, my man. My main man. Carter. What should I get for Keenan Allen? Team is Burrow, Bijan, Monty, Olave, Ridley, Keenan Allen. Everybody repeating the double. Let's see here. What should I get with Keenan Allen? Team is Burrow, Bijan, Monty, Olave, Ridley, Keenan Allen, Ayuk. Keenan Allen and Monty shoot for Pollard and just work your way down. If it's straight across wide receiver, I'm going for Debo. I'm going for Keenan Allen for ETN. I'm going Keenan Allen for Hall. Keenan Allen for Walker. Keenan Allen for like a hurt Christian Watson and Pacheco combo. You know what I'm saying? Very, very good team, though, and that's what I'm trading is Keenan Allen. I agree. The JSN you wait on. Not much else I would do given what you gave me. Marcus with a super chat. Check the chat for my question. Wouldn't let me write it. Okay. Marcus Rogers with a super chat. Appreciate you. Upgrade. Mahomes, Hall, Pierce, Pacheco, McKinnon, Chase, Ridley, London, JSN. Love the wide receivers. Komet plus Kincaid, add Tank Dell or Roshan, drop Zay Jones. I'd probably pick up Roshan because of the home run potential. As for the trades you can make, I'd probably say no. Unless I like Pacheco, McKinnon a lot. I like Hall. Unless you're trading like Pierce and London for like a like a Garrett Wilson, St. Brown. No, maybe Garrett Wilson or above. So Pierce and London, that's a lot. Pierce and I mean, you could go Pierce and London for like a Pollard. You could go Pierce and London for Garrett Wilson or wide receiver around that territory. St. Brown would be appealing and interesting, but anybody around that territory, or you just wait it out and let Pierce gain some value. That's a good squad though, but definitely would pick up Roshan. And tough to say what I would do with that team though until after week 1, I think, because I think Pierce has a pretty surprisingly good day. I know his matchup isn't the best, but I think that he's going to be overutilized, and I think he's going to have a touchdown and have some value. Henry with a $5 hauler. I don't think people are trading for Pierce right now. Is why I wait. Got offered Breece Hall for Christian Watson and James Cook. I'd probably take Breece Hall. Currently have Cook in my flex, Watson as my wide receiver 2. Would you replace him with Dotson? It's a tough trade. James Cook has some good trade value right now, but you're talking about Watson. Well, what's the chat think on this one? This is a closer one than I initially, like my gut was telling me initially. I'm kind of hesitating to just make it a very easy, do it. I probably do it. I take Hall. Christian Watson being banged up right now puts a dent in his trade value. Not that I think you should trade him low, and I do believe he'll be fine, but we don't know. We have no idea. Nothing's been confirmed on any level. But what does the chat think here? Does the chat like JSN was a full participant in practice? Evans was not listed on the injury report. Ferguson. Oh, that's another Ferguson, different Ferguson. Judy has a chance to play week 1. Those are new news updates that came in. Someone said Watson side. Who's going Breece Hall or who's taking James Cook and Watson? Breece Hall is 8 feet tall. I prefer Hall. Kind of a mixed bag. Check the chat, Henry, but I'm going to lean Breece Hall slightly. But I would say you are overpaying a tiny bit because Christian Watson and Breece Hall kind of shared similar ADP, but I think it's worth it to get Hall. I think he's a league winner. What's up, Smitty? 10-man Fields, Amon-Ra, Ridley, Bijan, Walker, Goddard, Dotson, Pickens, Javonte, Kincaid. What move? I don't think you move anything at this point, bro. You got a really good team. You got all guys that I like. To move somebody's trading somebody that I've targeted specifically myself, and you got a great tight end. You got an amazing wide receiver in Dotson to be your third wide receiver. You got 2 unbelievable running backs, in my opinion. You got Charbonnet to back up Walker. You've done all the right things, bro. And at this point, it's wait and see. It's wait and see, show and tell. It starts in a little bit, and I think you're going to have a lot of buy low, sell high opportunity. Dotson or Watson, you've got to go Dotson right now because of the injury, but Dotson's also got a phenomenal matchup, so I think that even if Christian Watson's going to play, if he's banged up at all, it's not crazy to just leave Dotson in there. His matchup's amazing. A lot of fantasy people sound like Smitty months ago. That's okay if you are here listening, wipe your feet. Yeah, there are a lot of people copying a lot of what we do, and so many takes are so late. Drop Warren, Charbonnet, or Flowers for Breece Hall. Drop Warren. Wait. Drop Warren, Charbonnet, or Flowers for Breece Hall. What do you mean pick up Breece Hall? What kind of league has Breece Hall on waivers, TZ? Like, enlighten me here. What are we talking about? I'm dropping probably Flowers in this situation, but what are we doing? What are we doing here? What are we playing in? What kind of Mickey Mouse league is this? What kind of Mickey Mouse league is this? Fields, Wilson, Watson, Eckler, Gibbs, Kelce, Flexes, Madison, Sky Moore. I have Mims, Dell, A-Chain, Hollywood Brown, bench, and he moves. Fields, Wilson, Watson, Eckler, Gibbs, Kelce. Great team. Madison, is the only player I want to move. And you can't trade anyone else. You don't want to trade anybody else. I mean, you could trade Eckler into 2 players if you wanted to. Like, let's say you took Pollard and a Christian Watson. I would probably take Pollard and Christian Watson for Eckler. I would take Pollard and Debo. I'd take Walker and Debo for Eckler as examples. So I'd do that no matter what. Like, even if I said I want to leave this team alone and someone came to my door and gave me Debo and Walker for Eckler, I would do it. But past that, I mean, Madison for Debo, Madison for, for Walker. It might even get that done. Madison for a lot of those players that are right in that 3rd to 4th round territory, because I don't believe Madison holds 4th round value. So I would do that. Other than that, I'm not trading anybody on that team. Swift or Javonte. I'm going to go Javonte on this one, Overcome, especially with the news that he's going to be heavily involved, says Sean Payton, and he looks healthy. Trade JT, Tyreek, Brian Robinson for Gibbs and Chubb. Tyreek Hill, Brian Robinson, JT for Gibbs and Chubb. Smash that.
You've just been Smitty approved.
And when I say smash that, Deet sent a super chat. Okay, let me check right now. When I say smash that, I mean go get Gibbs and Chubb right now. Like right now. Juice with a super chat, $2 holler now with Javonte news, him or McKinnon. Probably Javonte by a hair. But man, I want McKinnon in your lineup, bro. Burrow, CMC, Chubb, Waddle, Cooper, Kittle, McLaurin. Bench is Swift. This is a $10 holler.
To the moon.
Appreciate you, Moon Man. Burrow, CMC, Chubb, Waddle, Cooper. I trade Amari Cooper. I trade Kittle. I trade McLaurin. I trade Kirk. And I'm doing combos. Amari Cooper and Kirk. Kittle and Kirk. Kittle and Cooper. Let's go get Debo for Kirk. Let's go get ETN for Cooper. Let's go get Kenneth Walker for Cooper and somebody. Let's go get Ridley for McLaurin and Kirk. Let's go get Ridley or higher for Cooper and Kirk. You probably have to wait on Pickens and Swift and JSN to make any trades with those guys, but those are the moves I'm making. Bijan, go trade CMC for Bijan and get something else. Then you got another piece of the puzzle to trade around. But I take Bijan over CMC in a millisecond. And you get more because people think they're getting one over on you. Pick one for flex. JSN, Ayuk, Dotson, Breece Hall, Khalil Herbert, Charbonnet. It's got to be Dotson with the matchup, man. Cardinals, McLaurin is going to be still banged up. It doesn't matter if McLaurin's out there on the field running. He's still banged up. George with a $20 hauler. $20 haulers get bumped to the front of the line. So I'm going to throw George's up here. Appreciate you, George. Deet, I don't see... Deet, I'm going to get to yours. There's a long list of super chats here. So hang tight, Deet. This is a $20 hauler from my main man, George.
Alert. Super chat alert.
$20 super chat. $20 super chat.
Alert.
Georgie boy couldn't upgrade T-Law or Ramondre 10-team PPR. Lawrence, Ramondre, Gibbs, Chase, Olave, Ridley, Dotson. You don't need to upgrade Goddard. That's a really good squad. And, Monty and Dotson after week 1 when Dotson goes off against the Cardinals, that could get you something big. Monty and maybe Ramondre later. Maybe you let Monty go out and prove himself. So maybe you just hang tight on this. If you can't use Monty to get Lawrence into Fields or Monty to get Ramondre into, a slightly better player, or if you can't use Ramondre to get Goddard into Mark Andrews, who's banged up, or you can't trade Monty and Swift or Swift and Ramondre to upgrade like to Pollard or Swift and Lawrence to get Fields, then you just wait. This is a good team. Might be able to get Lamb. Thoughts for what, though? Like, I don't want you trading Olave, Ridley, or Chase. So if you're getting Lamb using Ramondre, if you can start him, maybe, but you got Dotson. I don't know that I want to put Dotson on the bench for Lamb when it costs you Ramondre from your lineup. So I'm going to say no on that unless you're starting multiple flexes that makes sense, in terms of what you get to throw in there. Appreciate you. This one's from Gavin. Appreciate you. Pick one flex, Jason Dotson. I got yours. Okay. Molly Water with a $10 hauler.
To the moon.
Thank you, Molly Water. Appreciate you. Mahomes, A.J. Brown, London, Walker, Javonte, Chig, Pickens, Dell. Have Charbonnet, Watson, and Vaughn on my bench. Do you change anything, boss man, for week 1? Mahomes, A.J. Brown, London, Walker, Chig, Javonte, Pickens, and Dell. I have Charbonnet. I mean, if Christian Watson is healthy, if that's Christian Watson, I assume, unless it's Deshaun. But Christian Watson's healthy, you're putting him in over Dell. And so you just got to wait on that one. But past that, I mean, you have a good squad. I like it. But, I mean, Christian Watson's a top 10, 12 wide receiver. Quick thoughts on Spears and Kareem Hunt. I don't really know what to think of Kareem Hunt right now. People are scooping him up like crazy. But I just, we don't know what he's going to be, what's going to happen. Like, what's his future even look like? We have no clue. Spears looks really good. I will admit, I was down on Spears because he had one ACL. You can't blame me. That's like coming in with a flat tire, but he's looked really good. The question is, could he hold up? Probably not, but would he be good for 2 or 3 games, 5 games, 7 games even? Like, yeah, and he looks really good. So Derrick Henry owners need him. Crafty stash owners, especially if you hold him over Henry's head, the owner of Henry, he's crafty. He's a crafty pick up and hold. I like Spears right now, and I admit I didn't really like him because of the no ACL. 12-man PPR, $10 hauler from
To the moon.
From my boy 42W. Watson, CMC, Pierce, Chase, Deontay, Mingo, Okonkwo, Devontae Smith, and let's put Devontae Smith in the proper wide receiver 2 slot, because this made me think your team was not looking so nice when you had Deontay sitting there in the 2 spot. I'm just saying, little respect to your boy Devontae Smith. He'll take that personally. He's already self-conscious about his weight, and feels a little light and feels a little bit like passed over. And people don't notice him because they can barely see him standing there because he's as thin as a piece of paper. And here you are making him feel like he's not a part of this team. Your team is very, very good. I would trade Deontay Johnson and potentially, I don't see anybody on the bench you can even trade. Trade Pierce and Deontay for, I'd take Walker Sharps in a millisecond. I would take... You kind of got to go after an RB. I'd trade Pierce straight up for ETN or Hall or Walker. You might even look to trade CMC down to Bijan, this big downgrade, and get something else so you have firepower to put with Pierce to upgrade Pierce. Or even if like the owner has like I said earlier, a Walker and Debo, I'd take Walker and Debo for CMC in a millisecond. Like a combination. It's got to be 2 ballers though, bro. 2 ballers that are capable of being top 10 players at their position. Make sure you run it by me before you come back and say, Smitty, I did what you said. I traded CMC and I got James Cook and Keenan Allen. And then I'm going to tell you to take a lap. We're starting McKinnon over Javonte this week. Javonte right now. Javonte for the moment. Robert, Smitty, need half PPR. Brees, Javonte, B-Rob, go Javonte, my main man. My main man, go Javonte. Unless some crazy Brees Hall news breaks. Thanks for all you do. G-Money says, thank you, G-Money, for all you do and your support. Appreciate you. Keep spreading the word. Bella, check yourself with a $5 hauler. Took Chubb and Gibbs with my first 2 picks. Have Fields and Moore. Also have Dotson, Laporta, and Kincaid, Swift, Kirk, and Godwin. Kirk and Godwin are expendable to me. You took Chubb and Gibbs with your first 2 picks. Have Fields and Moore. It's good, but when you reach that high for Gibbs, it puts you in that okay, your team feels thin category. It's just the way it is when you reach for somebody. I still like your team. You need more to play like a wide receiver 1, and if he does, I think you're in the mix. Would I trade Kirk and Godwin for a Ridley in a millisecond, for an ETN in a millisecond, for a Brees Hall in a millisecond, for a Kenneth Walker in a millisecond, for a Debo Samuel? Probably. Give myself that firepower, Belichick yourself. I think those would be sweet moves for your team. Would you drop A-Chain or Bigsby for Tony? If you need a wide receiver, I probably would drop, I suppose, one of them. I don't know which one. Chat, you decide. Bigsby or A-Chain, who you dropping for Tony? I probably do. I suppose Bigsby's got a safer chance of scoring 10 touchdowns, and he could maybe even do that with ETN healthy, and that's not taking away from ETN. It's just that he's that kind of player, and he'll play that kind of role. So I lean toward keeping Bigsby, but A-Chain's the flavor of the day and the moment, and so people might say A-Chain, but 12-man PPR, 2 flex, T-Law, Gibbs, Walker, Chase, Devontae Smith, Ingram, Javonte, Herbert, Sharps, no Burrow, sad face. Okay, T-Law, Gibbs, Walker's fantastic. Chase, Devontae Smith is great. Ingram's amazing. Javonte's amazing. There's no real move to make here. You've cuffed Walker. You've done what you can do to build this team the best way you can. And there's nobody everybody here I like a lot. And I don't think you can trade Devontae Smith high. I think for some reason, he's got a lot of, not doubt, but people just don't respect him to the degree they should. And it's like, I don't want you trading Walker or Gibbs. T-Law's fine. This is a team you let ride. And if Herbert goes out there in week 1 and blows up, you got a little trade bait. But this is not a team I would touch at all or tinker with. There's just some teams that I could be making up stuff and say, yeah, go ahead and do it. Jordan with the $5 hauler. I don't see a super chat attached, but Jordan did super chat, I think, one more below. So I'll hit that in a second. Jordan, appreciate you for dropping the double, the combined $10 hauler. So I'll give Jordan
the moon
shot here, Jordan, and I'm going to put your super chat on screen right now. Kyle's here. Jordan is next. We'll put Jordan right there. We traded Devontae Adams and first rounder in a dynasty league for Diggs. When I've got Josh Allen. Well, it doesn't matter that you got Josh Allen. The stack doesn't do anything for you. You shouldn't be weighing that out. It's not best ball, right? So, I suppose it depends if the first rounder's late. I guess I do believe that Diggs has... They're both older players, though, bro. Do I think that Diggs might have a little better situation? We don't know where Devontae's going to be next year, though. Like, he could be traded, so... I would say this is a tough one, Kyle, to like Smitty approve. But like, given that Diggs can help you win this year, I probably do it. I probably do it because I don't know how well Adams is going to play this year in that situation in Las Vegas. So give me Diggs, but if it's like a top 3 or 4 pick, I wouldn't do it. Grade my team: Burrow, Bijan, Gibbs, St. Brown, Watson, Walker, Dotson. Very good squad. Tank Dell to the moon. Yeah, I mean, not much to move around here. You don't have any players I don't like. They're all players I love. They're all moon men and players that are at least capable of being moon men. Pretty much all moon men. So, Brandon Ayuk should gain some value. Pickens should gain some value. And Tank Dell should gain some value. And Jalen Warren should gain some value. I believe coming out of week 1, you'll have some maneuverability. But right now, it's kind of just let it ride season. Because no one's giving you what you paid, and people are disrespecting your team. I can tell you that right now. I can tell you right now you're one of the bottom 4 ranked teams on your platform because they don't see St. Brown coming the way he's going to bring it. They don't see Gibbs valued the way you value him. They don't think Bijan's going to be the leading rusher in the NFL. They don't think Burrow's necessarily going to go nuts. They don't think Dotson's going to go nuts or Pickens. It's like the same story over and over. This is one of the worst ranked teams by your platform, but it's one of the sneakier teams according to our group in community. Steve O says, people are laughing at my team. Superflex, T-Law and Love, Bijan, Gibbs, Kamara, Swift, Garrett Wilson, Ridley, Watson, JSN, Dotson, Pickens. How do you laugh at that team, Steve O? Smitty approved.
You've just been Smitty approved.
You have to really not know football to laugh at that, to not see the value and upside of this team. It's an absolute amazing team, Steve. I mean, I don't Smitty approve a lot of teams too, so that's not just me being nice to you. $5 hauler from Amon, another level. I'm on another level, baby. Smitty, I got the 8 spot in a 12-man PPR. What are some of the names I should be looking to draft? I know that's not a lot of info for you. 12-man league, 8 spot. I mean, Bijan If Kelce were to fall to your second-round pick, you snag him. I don't know that I would necessarily take him over Garrett Wilson at this moment in time. I would take Garrett Wilson. So if Tyreek Hill, Garrett Wilson, or Bijan are there, you probably go those players. I take Bijan first. In the second round, if Pollard's there, like I said, Kelce, St. Brown's there. If Garrett Wilson's there, if you ended up going to a different player, Chubb's okay there. Though you'll probably get one of those guys. In the third round, Gibbs. If Gibbs falls, you take Gibbs, but I don't know that he will. He's not falling as far as he was. Fields and Burrow around 4 or 5. Those are amazing players to snag there. Appreciate your super chat. Go crush your draft. Come back and report back. Garrett with the $10
To the moon.
holler. My boy Garrett. My main man. Garrett. Appreciate you, Garrett. T-Law, Bijan, Jacobs, Dobbins, Monty. That's 3 running backs in a row I'm not super fond of. Jacobs, Dobbins, Monty. Garrett Wilson, love it. Amari Cooper, not fond. McLaurin, Deontay, Garrett, where have you been? Garrett, I it's one thing to be like, okay, Smitty, we see differently, but this is like a all anti-Smitty team. Minus the Bijan and T-Law and Garrett Wilson. Those 3 are amazing. But am I trading Josh Jacobs away? I certainly am. We got a $50 hauler from Mark Cleveland. Am I trading Josh Jacobs away and like Deontay to get like a Pollard? Absolutely. To get a Gibbs, 100,000%. Amari Cooper and J.K. Dobbins to get a Ridley or St. Brown or Amari Cooper and Deontay for Debo. I've just given you a bunch of league-winning moves that could turn that team, Garrett, into an absolute monster, bro. George, appreciate your super chat earlier, by the way. Thanks again. We've got this Mark Cleveland $50 hauler that needs immediate assistance.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Mark Cleveland, ladies and gentlemen, immediate assistance, $49 super chat. Great show, Smitty. Love the show. What's up with Watson? He sat out practice. So did Romeo Dobbs. There's no report other than that. Everybody's freaking out, thinking he's Cooper cupped. He's been Coopered. He's been cupped. And the truth of the matter is there's no update or no like crazy concern. He just sat out with a hamstring and everybody's just tying it immediately to Cooper Kupp. So hang tight, my guy. Don't fret. Don't overreact. Don't knee-jerk react. Don't trade away Christian Watson to somebody that I'm advising to go trade and get. I'm going to say go get Watson. Somebody's going to watch this channel, and they're going to come to you and say, hey, what do you want for Christian Watson? Don't panic. Don't be a panic Peter. Don't be a panic Peter. We got Reebok dropping a 20-watt on screen. Reebok, let's go.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Reebok, my main man. Appreciate you, Reebok. Reebok says, got to put up another Bijan sticker in the 7th round pick. 10-man PPR, $400. Bank is sending me money. Fields love. Is this a Superflex or no? It doesn't say Superflex, so I assume Love's your backup. That's fine. That's good. Superflex, okay. Fields love Bijan. Bijan, Pollard, Javonte, Bigsby, Charbonnet, Ridley, DJ, Pickens, Flowers, Sky Moore, Dobbs, Waller, Kincaid. So Fields, Bijan, Pollard, Javonte. Love that trio. Ridley, DJ Moore, Pickens. Love that. Not really much to trade or move out. And I love all these guys. So I don't think you do anything yet. You let it ride. Sky Moore might gain so much value after this Thursday night game. I really like Sky Moore right now. Sky Moore or Tony or both. But probably most likely Sky Moore is going to gain massive amounts. Luke, I haven't got to the super chat yet. I think you just dropped it, Luke. We're on a little bit of a delay for a table tonight. Okay, it's about a 15-minute wait for a table seat at the table tonight. But Luke, you just dropped it, so yes, it's coming. Hang tight, Luke. I got both your super chats. I see them. They're in the queue. Rock out. I'm in the middle of super chats, but you are a Mars man, so that means you can get immediate breakthrough action into the phone line. But I do got to keep you on a short amount of time.
Yeah.
Just go ahead, hit me with it real quick.
Can I give you my team?
Sure, go ahead.
Quarterback Lawrence, running back Barkley, Gibbs, wide receiver Wilson, Ridley, Waller, tight end, wide receiver Dotson, Swift, Sky Moore, Charbonnet, Elijah Moore.
I like it.
Kincaid,
Baller.
Gainwell, Howell,
Baller, bro.
and Harris for Buffalo.
Baller, bro. Baller. You did good. You did real good, man.
They picked me 10th out of 12.
Yeah, that's a team. That's a team right there. And again, there's a lot of moon men guys. I don't want you to trade, so not thinking you should do anything. Anything else? You can call back during the open phone lines or whatever. We're gonna do a 30-second phone call sesh.
Would you trade any of them for Chris Olave? One of the guys asked if I want Olave.
Name. What are you thinking? Like, I didn't write down the team, so I'm kind of blanking on the whole thing.
Maybe Ridley if you like him better.
Ridley for Olave? I'd take Olave, but I do love both of them. I'm not going to lie, bro. Ridley could outscore Olave. You know, like Ridley could. Let's not forget Ridley was, by some accounts, the number one potential climbing wide receiver in the National Football League. I'm not saying he is. I'd take Olave, but I don't even know if I would, actually. I honestly feel that good about Ridley right now. You know? I don't know. I think Ridley could blow up. I think these zero jersey wearing players this year, we got Swifty and Ridley. They're the two of the highest risk, highest reward players in fantasy, both wearing the zero. Let's hope that means something and not a big fat zero. All right, yeah. So like Olave, I guess, bro. But you probably have a lot of shares of Ridley anyway. All right, hey, I got to get to these super chats. I'm getting backlogged here. Call in when we open the phone lines. Later, rock out.
All right.
Reebok Joe, appreciate you for the super chat, my main man. Okay, this one's from Lunchbox. Drafted Gibbs over Aaron Jones, Najee Stevenson. Is that bad? No, bro. I mean, Lunchbox, you know about Gibbs. But the continuum of the gigawatt component structure of Jahmyr Gibbs' workload divide has a megawatt offload that if you compartmentalize the component conjunction timekeeper and you flux capacitor out the continuum component megabolt, things just end up happening. And that's why Jahmyr Gibbs is a top 5 to 10 running back instead of top 6 to 10. Easy call, bro. Come on now. Zero Gaming. First off, you're the GOAT, brother. Need help? Thank you. I was offered Jamar Chase, Kenneth Walker, and Swift for Pollard and Mixon.
You've just been Smitty approved.
You want me to help you? Yeah, is this the bank? What time do you open tomorrow? I've got a client that needs to come in for an advance. His name's Zero Gaming. Team Zero. Okay, 9 o'clock? Thank you. There, you want help, Zero Gaming? The bank opens at 9. Yeah. Get Charbonnet, though. Good team. Good move. I mean, look, Pollard's good. I love Pollard, okay? Just to go back on this. Pollard, if Mixon becomes the player everybody thinks he's going to be, I could be wrong, or at most, this is even. You know what I mean? And my joke didn't really pan out too well. It was more of an even Steven. Okay, bank opens at 9. Smitty, great job. But if Mixon isn't what people are drafting, smoked him. Poppy. Let's see if Poppy's being sloppy. I have Burrow, Javonte Williams, Khalil Herbert, Brees, J.J. Garrett Wilson, Amon-Ra Pickens. Okay, Poppy, you weren't sloppy in the wide receiver department, that's sure. Would you do Garrett Wilson, and Hawkinson for Kelce Gibbs? Yes, I would. Because Gibbs and Garrett Wilson are very even to me. I know we're drafting Garrett Wilson at 8 to 12, and we're taking Gibbs down at the second, third turn, but we're doing that because we can. Like, at the end of the day, Gibbs and Wilson are equals Kelce over Hawkinson. Smitty approved.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Go be sloppy, Poppy. Get it done. Get it done, broski. $5 hauler from MB drafting at the 1.10. Thoughts on a strategy? We like the double-decker.
The double-decker, pronounced double-decker in academic circles, is drafting both Amon St. Brown, Garrett Wilson back-to-back in rounds 1 and 2. The double-decker.
The one concern or caveat is that if you go early quarterback with it, you could screw yourself out of a running back. So this is either going to go badly or you're going to dominate your league. It's all dependent on how you handle the 3rd, 4th, and 5th round. Fields around 4 or 5, Burrow around 4 or 5, fantastic. But if you go early quarterback on top of it, sometimes it can really burn you. Just be careful. Make sure you're getting a Walker and Pacheco McKinnon and Javonte, a Kamara and Walker, an ETN at least, and that type of player. Is Pollard and Garrett Wilson safer? Probably. So, you got to decide to do what your stomach can handle, because some people are not made for the anxiety of a wide receiver, and they do it and they shouldn't do it. It's like going skydiving. You get up there in the plane and you're not somebody that should be skydiving. What are you going to do? Freak out in the plane? Maybe you're not a person that does the double-decker. Maybe you don't do double deuces very well. Maybe you don't know how to do a double-decker, and that's okay. You leave it for the rest of us. But if you can, go double deuce, my friend. Go do it live. 12-team PPR. T-Law, Gibbs, Madison, Tyreek, A.J. Brown, Hawkinson, Pitts, Charbonnet. This is what should I do? What trade should you make? I don't know. How many people we got in here? We got 600 people in here, 337 thumbs up. That's not actually a bad number. I like that. But if we could pump the number up to even a little more, that'd be fantastic, to be honest. What do you do here? T-Law, Gibbs, Madison. I trade Madison. Tyreek, A.J. Brown's great. Hawkinson, Pitts. Why do you have 2 tight ends? What are we doing here with the 2 tight ends? Why are we doing the double here? Because Hawkinson was an early pick. Pitts was still a semi-early pick. What are we doing here, Niner Rick? We trying to do the double, like the monopoly on tight end situation after I've made a spectacle of this the entire offseason? I would trade away one of those guys immediately, and I don't know if you'll be able to. Because usually when you do this, you can't get rid of one. You think you can, but you can't. So it's Pitts or Hawkinson with Madison. Go get a dog. Go get an ETN. Go get a Kenneth Walker Charbonnet. Go get even a Ramondre, I suppose. Gibbs is already on your team. I'd say go get Gibbs. Go do it again. Go get Gibbs again. Go get a Gibbs-type player using your Pitts or Hawkinson and Madison. And unfortunately, you might have to just take what is coming to you and not be picky about which tight end you keep. And Hawkinson might get you more anyway. You trade Hawkinson and Madison, you might get a Pollard, young man. And then you're off to the races and you're off to win a championship. Thank you, Niner Rick. Good team, though. Just I don't know about that maneuver. Hey, Smitty, 10 minutes, and maybe it works out, Niner Rick, and you get Pollard and you go to the bank. And then I'm patting you on the back. Nice, ballsy move. But until then, hey, Smitty, 10-man PPR, T-Law, Bijan, Javonte, Breece Hall, Kamara, Pacheco, McKinnon, Devontae Smith, Garrett Wilson, Dotson. What trade should you make? I'm not trading those wide receivers. You got Devontae Smith, Garrett Wilson. You've got Breece Hall, Kamara, Javonte, Bijan. Those running backs are straight fire. T-Law's fire. I don't think I'm trading a single thing. I'm waiting for Dotson to pop. I'm waiting for JSN to pop. I'm waiting for McKinnon to pop. Pacheco to pop. Kamara to come back. Breece Hall to pop. Javonte to pop. These are underrated players. Your league management software thinks you're garbage. But we know your team's full of monsters on the rise, and you need to let them rise up and dominate, my guy. So you just be patient. Don't make any moves you don't need to. Danny with the $5 hauler. Real question. I got Allen, St. Brown. Do I start at tight end Kincaid or Laporta? Allen, St. Brown. I assume that's Keenan Allen, St. Brown. I don't know what relevance that has, though. Do I start Kincaid or Laporta? Oh, because of okay. Because of you're worried about St. Brown and Laporta sharing the field. Don't. Just for right now, until we know more about Kincaid's volume, which we could get like word on, and then we act on it. Tomorrow we find out, we act on it. So, like, I'm not saying Kincaid's a bad play. We just don't know if he's a good play yet. He's going to be a patient play. Everyone and their mother's going to come in and drop him coming out of week 1, and we're going to laugh. And we're going to say, look, he dropped Kincaid. I dropped Kincaid. We'll make T-shirts. I picked up Kincaid in week 2. I'm going to make those T-shirts tomorrow. We'll put them up on the merch store. You want your merch, by the way? Get on over to the merch store. All you got to do is go to the YouTube channel, and you'll see a merch tab. But you could also go to thefantasyfootballshow.com/merch if you want your Bijan running back 1 shirt, which is right here with the Moon Men. Some of the Moon Men from this has been updated a little bit, but there's still a lot of amazing names on there. The hoodie, the logo shirt, you name it. Anyway, yeah, Laporta. Don't worry about St. Brown and Laporta on the same playing field. Space Ricky, appreciate you. Just watch your pocket dialing, bro. Injury update: Christian Watson hamstring issue. Yep, we got that taken care of. Space Ricky, we've hit it a couple times, but there's nothing to alarm anyone yet. He sat out due to a hamstring injury or issue. Could have been tightness. I think everybody assuming the worst is just on the King. They're thinking he got cupped. They're thinking he got Cooper cupped. And let's just wait. Let's wait and see. Just because someone sits out with a hamstring tightness or something doesn't mean they got Cooper cupped. Like, everyone's so quick to just cement these two together. Parallel. He's seeing a specialist too? Like, we don't know. Like, calm down. Fields, Jamar, Olave, Watson, Gibbs, Ramondre, fire team. Godwin on the bench. Trade Godwin and James Cook together for one Debo Samuel. Trade James Cook and Godwin together for one ETN or Kenneth Walker type player. Trade Gibson, or no, Gibbs. Oh God, pardon me. That was a Freudian, Gibbian slip. That was a Jamarian Gibbian slip. I'm sorry. I was just so excited to see Gibbs' name. Trade Godwin and James Cook for Ridley and do it live and do it now. Do I trade Olave, Gibbs, and Elijah Moore for J.J. Brees? What's the chat think on this one? Does he trade Olave and Gibbs and Elijah Moore for J.J. and Brees? The problem with this is that you're waiting on Brees, so it's going to feel like you messed up if you made this trade. Maybe. I mean, JJ could have such a big week 1. He outscores both Gibbs and Olave. You know what I mean? So I think you almost take the JJ Brees side, bro, and you just say, look, Brees is going to be where Gibbs is going to be. I'm going to take that trade. I would love to know what my people think, though. I would take it. There's some pros and cons to it, and the cons are that Brees Hall, we don't know how quickly he'll be up to speed, but he will be up to speed. It's going to happen. But give me the odds. I mean, I believe in Brees Hall. So give me the JJ side. And the chat is saying, for the most part, JJ. There are a couple people on the fence, but the chat is saying JJ. I sent a super chat. Thank you, Deet. Appreciate you. I think I got to you, Deet, right? Brownie Munchers with a $10 hauler. Let's go.
To the moon.
Thank you for the $10 hauler. I would hold, says, I got a lot of yeses and a couple holds. Absolutely. Got a lot. Most of the people want JJ side. Do you think Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb would be a good trade for Mahomes? I have Kelce for tight end. Yes, I would. I mean, I don't think it's a good trade. I don't think he's going to accept it, but I would definitely take Mahomes for Dak and CD. But who's going to do that? You know, what's the guy got at quarterback? A ham sandwich? So, you know, I don't know that Dak is going to make him trade Mahomes. Like, I'll give CeeDee Lamb. But the other thing too, though, is like, it depends. Like, Lamb has first round value. Mahomes has second to third round value. So, like, at the end of the day, you're kind of taking a bath on the trade. But this is one of those things where it's like, what do your wide receivers look like? You have D-Hop, DK, and London. They're very good. And if one of those guys is going to the bench for Lamb, then it makes sense for you to do it. And Mahomes is going to score so many points. So it's one of those things where Mahomes really, at the end of it, once the draft is over, Mahomes feels like he should be in the first round. You know what I mean? Like, that's the whole thing of once the whistle blows and the draft's over, now all of a sudden you can't trade for quarterbacks because quarterbacks they're undervalued. You know, they're worth first rounders. That's why when you can't trade for one. $5 hauler, Martin G, can't super needs start advice. Oh, look at this guy. He's super chatting for another individual. This is like a vampy move. Unbelievable. To the moon. Elevation.
To the moon.
To the moon. Just sending all positive vibrations out into the world, my guy. With your super chat here. Justin Fields, running back Gibbs, Walker, Swift. Love it. Pacheco. Love it. Sharps. Love it. Chase Olave. Love it. Kincaid. Need start advice. I mean, so I don't know the lineup requirement, but I'd say Walker and Gibbs for sure. Fields, obviously. Wide receivers, Olave and Chase. Very easy. And then if we're picking one flex, it's pretty easy for me. I'm going Pacheco. If I get to start another flex, I'm going to probably go Swift. And then Kincaid, Chig, you're probably going Chigakonkwo for week 1. Unless we get an update on Kincaid's workload, then we're going all in. We just have to wait. Drop A-Chain for Roshan. They're very even, my guy. One of them's going to blow up. Both of them could. One of them's going to potentially have a day, and we don't know when that day is going to be, but I would probably lean toward Roshan. Full PPR, McKinnon or London in the flex. I'm going to go probably, God, this sounds crazy. I might have said London earlier today in the beginning of the show. I'm leaning McKinnon now. I go back and forth. I'm just being honest, transparent. I'm wavering like a real estate sign in the wind. I'm blowing back and forth on this one. I'd probably say McKinnon right now. If Kelce sits out, McKinnon, but super close, bro. Very, very close call. Not an easy one by any means. This one right here, full PPR: Bijan, Garrett Wilson, Waddle, Fields, Hall, Javonte, London, Dotson, JSN. Okay, so rate your team's good, very, very good. I mean, Bijan and Javonte are your 2 starters for week 1 at running back. Your Garrett Wilson, Waddle at wide receiver. Fields, obviously, your quarterback. Garrett Wilson, Waddle. So your 2 flexes will be London and probably Dotson. I mean, those are the easy calls. Hall, you wait on. If word comes out like Javonte that Hall's going to get a heavy workload, then we got to jump in on that. But word is that he's not. So we just wait. Drop Flowers or Dell for Andrews backup tight end. For Andrews tight end backup. No. I don't want Isaiah Likely for Dell or Flowers. If that's what the question is, TM. No, thank you. This one's from Michael Vick. Appreciate Michael Vick being in the chat today. What's up, Smitty? 10 team. Superflex got Mahomes, Dak, Ramondre, Walker, Dobbins. I'm trading Dobbins. Charbonnet. Okay. CeeDee Lamb, A.J. Brown, Christian Watson, London. You got really, really good wide receivers. You got Pickens, Ingram. Thanks for helping me draft this masterpiece. It's a very good squad, Michael. It's a very, very good squad. Do I use maybe a little London or Pickens action to upgrade Dobbins? Absolutely. You know, I'm trading Dobbins and Pickens for or Dobbins and London for Ridley, potentially Debo. People are going to say it's an overpay. That's okay. Walker, you got Walker. JK for Hall. Hall starting off slow, probably frustrating his owners. Pickens and Dobbins for Hall. That would be good. Ridley, I'm poking at. Appreciate you dropping that super chat. Mark Cleveland, appreciate your $50 hauler once again, my main man. My main man, Mark. Don't trade JJ and JK. Do I trade JJ and JK Dobbins for Pollard and Debo? Probably, but this is close to me. The chat's probably going to say JJ side, I imagine. I love Debo right now. And Pollard is arguably a top 5 running back in my mind. So I'm taking Pollard and Debo. I don't trust JK at all. If JK works out, this will be an awful trade to trade JJ and J.K. away, but I don't think J.K. is going to work out. So can I get the chat to vote on this one? J.J., J.K. Dobbins, Pollard, Debo. Let's see what you guys think on this one. That's a very, very tough one. Austin with a $5 hauler, 10-man, 2 keepers. 10-man, 2 keepers, 0.5 PPR, kept Fields and Tyreek Hill. Traded away Charbonnet and Keenan Allen for Ridley. That was a masterful move. Already have Javonte Barkley, Pacheco, Swift. Great team. Great team. No trade ideas at that point. You got an amazing wide receiver in Keenan Allen. Let that sucker ride. You did amazing getting Ridley in there as your number 2 wide receiver. I think Ridley could be a top 5 wide receiver this year. Smitty approved on all levels, bro.
You've just been Smitty approved.
And we got a lot of people saying, let's see, JJ side, Pollard, Debo side, JJ side, JJ side, JJ side, hold. It all comes down to what J.K. Dobbins does. And I'm just not banking on him. But, I mean, Debo and Pollard's a lot if J.K. fails. If J.K. doesn't fail, then it's probably even or slightly in the J.J. side. 12-man PPR. Gino, getting a runny nose, man. I hope I don't get sick right before the 24-hour live stream. It got everybody sick in the household on and off every other month. 12-man PPR. Gino, Amari, Christian Watson, Eckler, Stevenson, Muth, Gibbs, McLaurin, Swift. For those that don't know, we're doing a 24-hour live stream on opening Sunday. 1 hour before kickoff, we go live for 24 straight hours. Watch party, waiver wire show after Sunday's evening game. We're just live the entire time. Okay, so you're hanging out with me on Sunday, starting an hour before morning game kickoff, all the way through the entire evening, through the graveyard shift until the morning. 24 hours, if I make it. 12-man PPR, Gino, Amari, Christian Watson, Eckler, Stevenson, Muth, Gibbs. Very good team. I mean, Eckler, Stevenson, Gibbs is fire. The only thing I don't love McLaurin, Amari Cooper, and Gino. So if I'm able to potentially, honestly, I'd probably Stevenson and Gibbs. I'd probably trade Eckler for similar to that Debo trade we just talked about. You get a Debo and Pollard for Eckler. Go to the Debo owner, go to the Ridley owner, and see what running back like Pollard they have, like Walker, something like that. And I'm trading Eckler for Walker and Debo. I'm trading Eckler for Walker and Ridley. And so that's what I would do with that team, to be honest with you. Or you just trade, you could try and going after Ridley anyway. Can Drake kind be okay for wide receiver 2? Drake London? Of course he can be. Should I do for Alexander too? Luke, my boy Luke here. Drake London, yes. I don't know if you're typing from your pocket there. Can Drake kind be okay for wide receiver 2? Yes, he can. Moves should make for Alexander. Madison? I'd trade Madison for Debo, for Christian Watson injured, for Etienne, Breece Hall, Alexander Madison, and something for injured Kelce right now as people freak out all over the place. JT, Madison for JT would be interesting if you had the depth to wait. That would be a move I would actually consider, to be honest with you. Start James Cook or McKinnon. I'm going to go McKinnon, to be honest, bro. TM, I appreciate you. You're the man. Luke, thanks again, Luke, for your super chat and clarification on Drake London, my main man. Reebok with that $20 hauler earlier. KJ with a $5 hauler. 10-man Fields, Bijan, Pierce, St. Brown, Olave, Ingram, Watson, bench, Breece, Javonte Pickens. You have a very, very strong bench with those RBs, bro. Bijan, Pierce is awesome. St. Brown, Olave is awesome. Fields is awesome. Christian Watson is awesome. I think you just wait because those bench guys are amazing, but they're going to take some time. So I think you got all the right players in. Javonte's intriguing to start. Do you put Christian Watson on the bench? Probably if he's banged up, right? Unless that's a wide receiver spot. But since it's after Ingram, I'm assuming it's your flex. So I would start Javonte over Christian Watson this week until we find out how healthy he is. But I mean, that's a really good squad. You're going to have a lot of trade potential later, but you're probably going to have to wait. Sky, Flex 1, Flex 2, rate in order of Tony, Elijah Moore, Nico, Lazard, Dobbs. I'm going Tony. I know it's crazy to start both of them, bro, but you almost are hedging your bets, but also having a shot of having both of them, go nuts because Kelce's out. Smitty approved, double flex, wide receiver, PPR, keeper league. Fields, Brees, Gibbs, Stevenson, great running back. Charbonnet, Diggs, DJ Moore, Flowers, Elijah Moore, Waller. Absolutely, Smitty approved.
To the moon.
Send you to the moon there on that one, pal. Nice work, and no moves. You got all the right players. Wait for him to ball. Wait for him to ball. Brian with a $50 hauler. Brian, I'm sorry it took so long to see this one. Brian, to the moon. To the moon, Brian.
Alert. Super chat alert. Alert. Super chat alert.
Brian, I directed my mom and grandma and spouse and co-manager to your show. We appreciate the grandmas. To be frank, that is the most glorious thing to hear. I think they did great. Fields, Bijan, Walker, Amon-Ra, Devontae, Ridley, Freiermuth, Sea-Boys. What's the Sea-Boys? Can someone fill me in on what the Sea-Boys means? Cowboys. Okay, Cowboys. I was thinking like there were two players. You grabbed the Sea-Boys. I'm like, what, the Carolina Boys? Like what, the Cowboys? Coup. I see so many abbreviations. It doesn't always connect for me on some of these like abbreviations or phrases we don't use very often. Some like the Sea-Boys. The Cowboys. Okay. The Sea-Boys. The Carolina Boys. Sanders and his backup. Some of you guys do that to me. You're like, you'll say, I got it, especially when you got such short amount of characters. You'll abbreviate something we've never talked about before. Like, let's call them the Seattle Boys. You call them the C Boys or the S Boys. The S Boys. Who are the S Boys? Seattle. Like the cuff, the combination. Bench, Javonte, Charbonnet, London, Dotson. Tough to have London and Dotson on the bench. Richardson's also a potential player that you could trade away at some point, bro. Yeah, the abbreviations get hard. I know that one seemed easy, like it does in hindsight. C-Boys, I should know that's Cowboys, but the assumptions that are made are hilarious that I'm going to pick up on all of them. It's like, like for example, Fields could be like, just be Justin. Like Justin. There's a lot of Justins, right? Javonte, look, Bijan, Fields, Walker, Amon-Ra, Devontae Smith, really, there's nothing you do here. You let Javonte ball out on the bench. You let London ball out. Dotson tear up the Cardinals. Richardson maybe gains value or not, and then you're doing 2-for-1 trades later. But Brian, absolute straight to the moon. I'm going to Smitty approve your team and send you to the moon because that team is straight fire. Grandma did good.
To the moon.
Grandma did good. Runner boy, start 2. Watson, Herbert, Gibson, Pickens. I'm going to go Watson and Pickens until we hear he's out, and then Herbert if he is. But I'm not sitting him. Smitty, should I do Waller and Swift for Gibbs? Waller and Swift for Gibbs. Yes, if you like winning. Absolutely. I don't even need to see your team, to be honest with you. I'm just going to tell you to drop that like it's hot. Straight from the moon, pal. Smitty, should I do Waller and... Oh, I just did that. Do it again. Do it live again. Alex with a super chat. Hey, Smitty, first ever super draft. Super flex draft. Draft coming up in an hour. I'm at the 6th spot. Any recommendations for what strategy I should use in looking to use? Bijan and then Kelce round 2 if he falls. balance is always better than no balance, but best player available wins out. If you go Bijan, you'll probably have St. Brown, Garrett Wilson, or Garrett Wilson, St. Brown, Olave in that order, or Ridley. And Ridley in 3, though, if it's a grandma league, you'll get Ridley in 3. Gibbs is the best pick in the third round. Come away with Gibbs in the 3rd round. Come away with Fields in the 4th round. Come away with Walker in the 4th or 5th round. Come away with Hall in the 4th or 5th round, and you'll be on your way, young man. Dotson in the 6-7 territory. Pickens in the 7-8 territory. Kamara in round 6 really smashes. Kamara can win a league. There you go, Alex. Go tear up your draft. Oh, you said Superflex. I'm sorry. My mind. If it's Superflex, I'm sorry, bro. I just crapped the bed. I hope Alex didn't hit the button and leave. Alex, Superflex, you got to go. You got to go quarterback. I'm so sorry, bro. I'm so sorry. You have to go. Fields will be there. Fields or Burrow will be there. You have to go quarterback. I apologize. Then do what I'm saying. Revert back to 1 QB mode in 2nd, 3rd, and maybe even 4th round territory. Then come in, bro, from that 6 spot. Come in with a Love or Aaron Rodgers in round 6. And if you miss out on that, Purdy in like 7 or 8, 7 probably. But 100% go early quarterback. Poor Alex, he closed it out, went to a Superflex draft. Son of a B, bro. Alex, tell me if you're here, Alex. Alex, you here? Alex, draft a quarterback. Alex,
take Fields or Burrow at 6, no matter what, Alex.
Oh, I think he left. I don't know why I missed I even read it, Superflex. And then I started getting 1 QB advice. That's right. Alex, he'll do it. He'll know. Here's another Alex. Alex, can you tell the other Alex, please? I didn't leave. Alex is here. Alex is here. We saved another one. Captain Save a Smitty. We saved another one, ladies and gentlemen. We saved another. Captain Save a Smitty has saved another young man from a devastating Superflex 1st round debacle. Make sure you draft Fields or Burrow in round 1. There's no winning without it. Okay? Captain Save a Smitty saved yet another young man from drowning in the pool of Superflex inept drafting behaviors. Fields, Bijan, Dobbins, trade Dobbins, Lamb, Olave, Pitts, Watson, bench, JSN, Love, A-Chain. I don't know what you can do, though. I don't know what you can't get rid of JSN before he blows up. You can't do that. Musgrave, Dobbs, Hunt is possible to get Hall or Javonte straight up for JK. Probably not. I mean, you could try JK for Javonte. I would definitely do that. Hall you're not going to get, but I would definitely do that. If he's freaking out about Hall not being, like, a lot of people have buyer's remorse on Hall right now. I might do a video tomorrow on trade for Breece Hall, because I'm going to write that down. Because I honestly think everyone, by the looks of it, everybody that has him regrets it. They just like, I didn't really realize he wasn't going to be. We've been saying he's not going to necessarily blow up in week 1. You know, and it's like, people are just so funny. They're fickle. I'm sorry. I don't mean that in particular about anybody watching specifically, but everybody, the human condition, we're fickle. We're fickle people in general. And it's like we buy him and then we realize, well, we thought maybe he'd play. And now that he's not going to get like a full boatload of work like Javonte, everybody's panicking like a panic Peter. So, I mean, try for Javonte, bro. Try for Etienne. Try for Walker. Walker, JK for Walker, you might have to only give up a little bit to make the JK Walker swap. Mark Cleveland with the Moon Man shot.
To the moon.
My main man, Mark. Moon Man, I have Dotson on the bench if Watson is hurt. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, Mark, I'd almost feel bad for you putting Dotson on your bench this week because he's playing the Cardinals. He's going to lambaste him, bro. So, Tony or JSN this week? Probably Tony, but it's a high-risk, high-reward play either way. I'd say JSN's probably safer, but Tony's got higher ceiling, higher risk. So you got to ask yourself if you feel like rolling that dice in the day's games.
To the moon.
$10 holler from my boy Kirkwood, dropping 10 spots like he knows how so well. 10-team high-score league, weeklies, and end of year. 1-point PPR. Mahomes, Gibbs, Javonte, Garrett Wilson, Amon-Ra, Kincaid, Dotson, benches, Breece Hall, Pierce. You're fine, bro. Moves? No, because these are, like, most people have players that need to rise up. Even Pierce needs to do something before you trade him, because I think people need to see it. And I love Wilson and Amon-Ra and Gibbs and Mahomes so much and Javonte Williams so much. I'm not wanting to move any of those guys out of the lineup right now. So you're letting Dotson pop off. You're letting Breece Hall get back to form. Pierce pop off. Pickens pop off. Swift pop off. JSN, London. I mean, would I trade like a Javonte in London, Javonte, or how about a Pierce in London for like a Ridley or you know, Pierce for Debo. What about like a London and Swift for, what about Kamara? Go buy Kamara. What about Jonathan Taylor for you? What about Cooper Kupp for you? Maybe you are the kind of person that could throw a London in for a Cooper Kupp and just wait on it, since London's not necessarily even cracking your lineup because you're drafting and playing with grandmas. I mean, those are interesting moves for you. The JT and Kupp moves for your team are pretty solid. I was offered a trade B Hall and Anthony Richardson. B Hall and Anthony Richardson. See, some people abbreviate Amon-Ra AR. It's like, I don't know these things. You got to spell it out. But AR5 is his new name. Breece Hall and AR5 for Lamar and Sharps. Chat, what do you think? Are we going with AR and Breece Hall or Lamar and Sharps? I think I'd probably take AR and Hall. Like AR5 could hang with Lamar. I don't know that he will, but he could. And then give me Breece Hall. Maybe you trade AR and somebody for a little bit upgrade back into like a T. Law or Fields. What does the chat think on this one? Thank you for your super chat. Jorge with the super chat. 8-man league. Second pick, who are we going? Chase, JJ, Bijan. Probably going to go, I guess, Chase, my guy. That's my number one. But, you know, it's if JJ goes one, then you go Chase. If Chase goes one, I probably go JJ. I prefer Chase. But Bijan's fantastic. In an 8-man league, there's going to be a lot of running backs, though, you know. You're going to be able to get like Walker, Hall, Pollard. You're still gonna have like a Ridley, a DJ Moore. You're gonna have a boatload of wide receivers no matter what way you go. But I think I'd probably go Chase or JJ in that situation, unless it's non-PPR. If it's non-PPR, I'm going Bijan. But Bijan is my number one running back if you want to go RB. Who should I start? Full PPR: Javonte Williams, Mostert, Breece Hall, Charbonnet, Algier. Here's another one: Jamal Williams or Javonte Williams. I don't know what Jay Williams is. I assume it's Javonte. I'm going Javonte without a stutter. If it's Jamal, I'm probably going to go, I guess I go Breece, man. I know that's crazy, but I don't know that there's other options. If it's Javonte, that's easy call. Red, appreciate you, Red. 10-team, half PPR, Dak, Gibbs, ETN, Sanders, JJ, Garrett Wilson, Ingram. Bench is Keenan Allen, McLaurin, Dotson, JSN. Very good bench. DJ Moore on the bench. You got to get some of these guys in there. Get Sanders out of there. JJ, Garrett Wilson, fantastic. So you're trading Keenan Allen and Sanders for a Walker or higher. You're trading. I mean, I'd give up. You got to get DJ Moore in there though too. I mean, you got to upgrade Dak. You got to send, if you can only start 2 wide receivers, which is what I'm assuming here, then you can't get DJ Moore in there. And I'm trading Dak or Keenan Allen. Dak and Keenan Allen, or Dak and DJ Moore, maybe all 3 of them for a Fields, Mahomes, Hurts, or Josh Allen, because your depth is insane. You don't need these players. These players aren't helping you. and I'm dumping 2 or 3 players for one, I'm going and getting that quarterback upgrade first and foremost, and I'm upgrading Sanders. And your waiver is probably very rich in players that you're going to be able to scoop up and put them right on your bench. Hey, Smitty, what are your thoughts on a 2 QB team league? T-Law, Bijan, Amon-Ra, Ridley, Connor, Kamara, Stafford. I hate Stafford as the second quarterback. I'm trying to get like Purdy or Love or Rodgers at the very least. I'm using Connor to get that done. I'm trading Connor and Hollywood for a slight upgrade at wide receiver. The Debo's, the Christian Watsons, potentially he's injured. You might be able to get him on the cheap. Connor for Pacheco and McKinnon straight up would be another potential move, but you got to get out of that Stafford. Purdy's interesting. Look at O'Connell for the Raiders as a stash on your bench if your benches are big at all. You know, he could get in there. 12-team, half PPR, Superflex, Fields, Jones, Daniel Jones, not bad. Gibbs, Kamara, Herbert, White, Ridley, DJ Moore, Tony. I like this team a lot. This is a very good. Rashad White, maybe you trade with Sky Moore or Tony after tonight or Thursday night's game, and maybe you don't. Maybe you keep Sky Moore, but maybe you can upgrade. Rashad White a tiny bit. Maybe you could send Rashad White, and if DJ Moore has a big game, and go get a Ridley. Or maybe you say, I love DJ Moore. He's a top 12 wide receiver, Smitty, after Sunday's game, and you're like, let's just let it ride. But kind of a wait and see team. Good team. Daniel Jones using Rashad White. You could upgrade him a little bit into like a T-Law. I'd do that. That would be very tempting. We got Dallas with a $20 hauler. Dallas, let's go. And then Lego, I see yours. Lego, appreciate you. I'm coming for you next.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Dallas, appreciate you. Last year, you told me everyone to roster Pacheco, Kenneth Walker, Rashad White, and that won many leagues with limited bench spots. Who are your must-own handcuffs in deeper leagues? Spears, Roschon, Miller. I would say like Roschon, A-Chain, Charbonnet. We got a handcuff video that you could look at too for names, but like looking at running backs, I would say getting deep in the running back rankings. I would say that Pacheco, McKinnon, obviously, and we're getting deeper and deeper, so those aren't like necessarily those are bigger names, but Charbonnet, Tank Bigsby, like I said, McKinnon is going late, so McKinnon, Roschon. Roschon has a lot of firepower, bro. Feels very powerful. Deuce Vaughn is lesser, but I like him if you're getting deeper. Sean Tucker is interesting. Evan Hall is interesting, but those guys don't have quite the appeal, in my opinion. So those are like a lot of the guys. A-Chain is another one. Very, 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 very appreciate you, my guy, for dropping the super chat. And, Chase Brown as well. Yeah. $20 hauler from Lego.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Dallas, appreciate you again, my man. Thank you. Sending you to the moon. Dallas to the moon.
To the moon.
Lego dropping a 20 watt on screen. Starting Herbert, Bijan, Gibbs, Garrett Wilson, Olave, Pitts, Javonte. I'm projected to finish 9th. Think ESPN predictions are a bunch of it's crazy, bro. They don't see Gibbs or Bijan doing what we believe they'll do. They don't see Olave. Like, even the Underdog Fantasies of the world, which we love. Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. The link is pinned in the live chat. Even on Underdog, it's like, maybe we got a draft tonight. I'm not supposed to go live tonight. I'm supposed to take tonight off, so we'll have to see. But we'll definitely draft in the morning or something if we don't draft tonight. And I thought about drafting, tonight, like during this live stream, but we're getting tight on time. But even like Underdog has a projection for Olave like this really low. For Gibbs, it's like 600 and something yards rushing. For Javonte, it's very low amount of rushing yards, like 9 something, I think, if I remember correctly. Bijan, it's like 1090 or something on the ground, and like 8 touchdowns or 7 touchdowns, something like that. I don't know if the lines have changed. Garrett Wilson is a pretty respectable line, but he still can crush it. So you're gonna absolutely have an amazing squad, and they're gonna ball out, and people are gonna just be like, "How did you see this happening? Your team's amazing. At the end of the year, I can't believe you did it." G Money with a $50 hauler. G Money, I'm so sorry I didn't see this until now.
Alert. Super chat alert. Alert. Super chat alert.
G Money with the 50 wad. Yo Smitty, 10 team PPR QB T Law, running back Bijan Hall, wide receiver Amon Ra, Waddle, Pitts, London on the London in the flex, Christian Watson on the bench, Kamara on the bench, McKinnon on the bench. Should I try and trade Olave and Javonte same team or Walker? Olave, Javonte, same team, Walker. I would trade Javonte for Walker, but I would not trade Olave for Walker. So no, but your team's really good. You don't even need to really make any moves. You got so much bench depth that later on you're going to be able to make some moves. Would I want to get Walker? I would. Kamara is such a powerful player on your bench, though. You don't need to force Walker onto this team, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. Like if and I don't think Waddle's a weak link at all. I'm not saying that, but if let's say he had a better wide receiver than Waddle, the Walker owner, you could throw Charbonnet's way. But I don't know that I'm definitely gonna trade Javonte for Walker. And I don't say that lightly because I love Javonte enough to say that Javonte could outscore Walker. He could be that good. We loved Javonte last year. He's got a miracle recovery. They're going to feed him. Sean Payton always has good running backs. I have Christian Watson and Dotson. Thank you, G-Money, again. Appreciate you. G-Money to the moon.
To the moon.
G-Money, you still here, right? I know you probably are. $5 holler. I have Christian Watson and Dotson in a ton of leagues. People say stay sleeping on Watson. Thoughts on talk about Romeo Doubs taking over? I mean, bro, I've watched with my own eyes that it's not the case. He's spoon-feeding Christian Watson in the preseason, and everybody just sees the stat line and didn't realize that there were 2 missed opportunities here, 2 huge missed opportunities here. Christian Watson's the deep threat target that's getting tons of targets. I love him. I'm trading low for him. I appreciate your question, and I'm constantly going to scoop up Christian Watson any chance I get, and I'm letting everybody panic and be Panic Peters about him. I don't care. Luke, appreciate you. 10-man PPR Keeper League. T-Law, Madison, Cook, Devontae Adams, Diggs, CD's nuts. Hawkinson, which running back do I target and how? Devontae into 2 players. Devontae's got 2nd round ADP, and Walker's got 4th or 5th round ADP. You go to the Walker owner and you say, give me Walker and Debo. Give me Walker and Christian Watson. Give me Walker and London. Give me Walker and maybe even Dotson. But all those players are somebody that I would go attack. And you can use different combinations. So you could go to the, Debo owner and see what running back he has. Does he have, maybe he has Breece Hall. Maybe he has Javonte Williams, whatever. Madison straight up for Madison and, James Cook and Madison, or if that's Dalvin Cook, I don't know. But if it's James Cook and Madison for one better player as well. Luke, appreciate your super chat. Those are all ideas I would attack. Scotty doing a 12-man draft soon. Pick 11. Double Decker. Depends if you don't screw up and take like an early quarterback and not get running backs. If you do the Double Decker, you got to land like Walkers and Camaras and Pacheco McKinnons. You know what I mean? Don't just keep punting running back after you've double deckered. That's the worst way to deploy it. So just be careful with it. But Pollard and Garrett Wilson's not bad either. Smitty approved. Herbert, Jefferson, Diggs, A.J. Brown, ETN, Connor, Goddard, Tucker. Don't like Connor. I do like the rest of the team. Trade Mike Williams and Connor for a slightly better RB and guys like, Pierce or especially Walker. Connor and what was that other player? Connor and Mike Williams for Debo is probably my favorite idea right now, too, if you can't get Walker done or ETN or Hall or whatever. So nice. You got ETN already. So, yeah. Or should I go Pollard, St. Brown, Pollard, Wilson? I'd probably go Pollard, Wilson if you can. I think that's a safer approach. I love the double-decker, I do. But if you think you can get the Walkers and Gibbs, like if you get Gibbs and Walker, double-decker smashes. Like, if you get Gibbs and Walker together with the double-decker, double-decker is the way to go. Sloppy Poppy. Guy dropped Algier, drop A-Chain, Tank Bigsby, or Tank Dell. I probably drop probably A-Chain for Algier, but man, A-Chain could be a league winner. Roshan could be a league winner. Tank Bigsby could be a league winner. There's pros and cons to all of them, man. But, Algier's nice if you have Bijan. If you don't have Bijan, I don't know that I'm necessarily for sure dropping one of those guys for Algier. 2 QB, T-Law, Bijan, Connor, St. Brown, Ridley, Higbee, Matthew Stafford. Can't stand Matthew Stafford as a second quarterback. I want Purdy, I want Love, I want Aaron Rodgers in there somehow. Connor, I don't love. It's just the same question as earlier. I throw Connor and Stafford together to try and upgrade Stafford into just a slightly better quarterback. To be honest, that would be the best move, I think. And I don't have a lot of other players listed, so there's not a lot for me to concoct here. But I would say that's where I would head with that for sure. Was late to your advice. I'd also get Pacheco and McKinnon for Connor if you had to do just that. Was late to your advice on Kupp starting Moore and Higgins at wide receiver. Who should I flex? Addison, Mostert, JSN, Nico, Sharps, or Judy? I'm going with JSN. Mostert's interesting. Mostert could be safer. JSN's higher risk, higher reward. So you got to kind of pick your poison there. Austin with the $10 hauler. $10 haulers get moonshots. My boy Austin. Austin, appreciate you. How you doing? Keep it moving, Smitty. Who are you starting this week with 2 flex spots? Javonte, London, Dotson. I'm going to go Javonte and Dotson. I appreciate you. And it's hard to put London on the bench, but those are 2 very, very solid options. Joey, will Kadarius Toney become a Chiefs next Tyreek Hill? That's a tall order, bro. We can't go there yet. He's got to stay healthy. I think he could be an electric wide receiver in the National Football League. He could be a low-end wide receiver 1 if he stayed healthy, but that's the problem. But he is the number 1 wide receiver for the team, and I think everybody's ignoring that right now, even though we're worried about him. I mean, we are. 14-team PPR, have to start 2 running backs. Which other running backs do I start alongside of Saquon this week? Aaron Jones or Brian Robinson? Aaron Jones, bro. Come on now. We're not putting Brian Robinson in over Aaron Jones. I mean, you drafted Aaron Jones in the 5th round. You drafted Brian Robinson in near double digit, right? So how is that becoming a conversation? You know what I'm saying, broski? Send another super chat. Okay, I think I got it, Zach. Okay. $10 hauler from Run.
To the moon.
All $10 haulers get a moonshot. 12 half PPR, Lamar Jackson, Tyreek Hill, A.J. Brown, flex St. Brown, Stevenson, Connor. Get rid of Connor. Love as a QB. The backup QB, Kirk. I'm trading Kirk and Connor for 1 dude. Debo's my number 1 target. Etienne, Hall, Walker, Pierce, Ramondre. I mean, you're trying to swing high. The thing is, Kirk has high ADP. Is 5th round ADP, Maybe 4th in some context. So, is that crazy to think you could reach for a Walker who's going in, late round 5 sometimes? Maybe a quarterback upgrade. No, Lamar's okay. I mean, I'd trade Connor to upgrade Lamar into Fields. I would do that. Who's your backup? You have no other backup running backs, though? Maybe you can't do that. Well, but what's Connor going to be? What if Connor gets hurt? You got nothing anyway. Connor for Pacheco and McKinnon. Go get McKinnon off waivers and then go trade Connor from Pacheco. I don't even care if it's straight up. I think Pacheco is going to be worth that. $10 hauler from Overcome.
To the moon.
Overcome with Joy. For all your super chats, my guy. $10 hauler. 10-man league roster is all moon men. Do I sacrifice one with Dak to upgrade a QB? Yes. Andrews at tight end. Amon-Ra, Wilson, Olave, Hall, Cook. Okay, Hall, Cook, Walker, Sharps, Swift, benches, Dotson. Yeah. Would I give up Dotson or Swift to upgrade Dak into Fields or Hurts or Mahomes, like that type of upgrade? Yes, 100%. Lower than that, probably not. Izzo, stash Kendre Miller or Spears. I probably do Spears right now because Kendre's hurt. I don't own either. Okay, yeah. I'd take Roshan over both of them, though. But I'd take Spears. And I'd take A-Chain over Spears as well. But Spears would be third. Trade Breece Hall for Kamara straight up. I mean, there's pros and cons to it, bro. There's pros and cons to it. I lean no. They're both not doing anything for you. Probably, at least, Paul will be very limited maybe in week 1. Maybe not. We'll have to wait on news. But I would take Breece Hall. I think by the time Kamara comes back, he's older too. He could get hurt. I'm not going there, bro. We are caught up on Super Chats, which means the phone lines are open. Let's roll.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Presented by Brennan. Brennan has the highest Super Chat of the month so far. It gets reset every month. $240 single Super Chat and one live stream, or combined in one live stream. Brennan Williams is the high Super Chatter of a single day, or single stream. So we're going to open up the phone lines briefly. We are not going to do more than 30 seconds per caller. So if you call in, doesn't matter if you're a Mars man, Moon man. If you're a Mars man, you get in right away, though. You know, I'm going to put you ahead of everybody else. But we're going to go with Don Draper. Don Draper, you have 30 seconds. Go.
All right, I just conducted a trade. I moved Amari Cooper and Dameon Pierce for Tony Pollard, and I just want to know what your thoughts are on the trade. Some people in my league are saying that I fleeced the other guy.
You did fleece him.
What do you think?
You did fleece him. You absolutely fleeced him. It was Amari Cooper and who?
Dameon Pierce for Tony Pollard.
Yeah, I mean, you fleeced him. But are Pierce and Amari Cooper good players? You know, I mean, they're good. It's not like you gave them nothing, but I want Pollard. I mean, Pollard's going top 12, bro. Nice job. You absolutely fleeced him, Don. I got to hang up on you. Your time's up. Superfish, you've got 30 seconds. Go.
All right. Hi. I need a wide receiver and a flex. I have Christian Watson, Jahan Dotson, Sky Moore, Isaiah Pacheco, Jarrett McKinnon. Those are my choices. I also have George Pickens and DeAndre Swift. What do you think?
Name them off again.
Christian Watson, Jahan Dotson, Sky Moore, Isaiah Pacheco, Jarrett McKinnon. I need a standard, not PPR. I need a wide receiver and a flex.
Yeah, you're gonna go Dotson for sure with the matchup, and you said Watson, Dotson, McKinnon, Pacheco, and Swift.
Sky Moore.
And Sky Moore. Oof, Sky's gonna have a good day.
I also have Pickens and Swift, but the first ones are my
If
choice.
Christian Watson becomes a good to go player, like this is all for nothing. People are they're attaching the situation, to the Cooper Kupp situation to Christian Watson right now. If Watson's deemed good to go, you're going Watson and you're going Dotson.
Okay.
Easy call. All right, appreciate you.
All right, thank you, Smitty.
Thank you, Superfish. Okay, Ruben the regular, you are live. You have 30 seconds. Appreciate you very much, but everybody gets 30. Ruben, you're up.
All right. Hey, I was calling in. I had a draft. I got the 9th spot. I'm having an issue at running back. I went 0 running back. I have Javonte, Madison, Breece Hall, Sanders, and Swift.
Okay.
So I really don't know what to do. And I know Javonte and Breece will go off later, but as of right now, I'm kind of stuck.
Javante's going to go off right away. They're going to give him a full workload practically, bro. Goodbye. Yeah. Don't.
All right, Ben. So who would I put as my RB2 then?
So you got Javonte as one, and then read them off again real quick.
Javonte, Madison, Sanders, Hall, Swift, and PRN.
Probably Swift. Some will say Sanders, but I'm not ready to put. I'd probably roll the dice with Swift, but it's Swift or Sanders, and then Javonte.
Or would I be able to make a trade?
I mean, we'd have to go through a whole nother thing to get that on. Not on this call, but yeah, I mean, you could. I definitely would explore it. You got potentially players you can throw together. All right, appreciate you, Ruben. Call on if you got another one. I mean, the phone lines are open, so you can call back. Sean, you've got 30 seconds. Whoops.
All right, buddy. The situation tomorrow with Watson not going. I got Tony. And another team Dotson on a Sunday. When do we know when to pull the trigger on that decision?
Well, Dotson's gonna ball out, so you're gonna go Dotson. I think. I mean, I'm not starting Tony over Dotson. I love Tony, but Dotson's gonna tear up my Cardinals to pieces, bro.
In a separate situation, though, I have Tony and Watson on the same team, and when do I know when to pull that trigger? Like, I don't want to overreact and put Tony in tomorrow and then have Watson go.
Kadarius Toney?
Yeah.
You're starting Dotson over Tony.
No, I meant Watson because I have Watson.
You keep saying Tony.
Too.
You keep saying Tony.
No, yeah. He's another option.
Okay. Watson or Dotson, and put Dotson in until you're told something that makes you change your mind. Don't leave Watson in. Just put Dotson in, set it, forget it, and then if you got to change your mind, you got to change your mind. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, and then in a separate situation, because I have Tony.
He knows this. You're up, bro.
I have Connor and what was the other running back? And Jonathan Taylor. Which receiver should I go for?
Connor and JT, and you want to trade both of them for one guy, Ridley and up. You got to go. You got to go high high. I think Ridley and up. Debo would be interesting. You give up JT and Connor for Debo. I'd do that.
Okay. So would you go Debo over Wilson?
Over Garrett Wilson?
Yeah. Shooting for the moon.
Bro, Garrett, I talked Garrett Wilson up so much. How is this even a conversation right now? He's a first-round player. He knows. You should know this. You know. Your name is he knows. Your name is he knows in my phone system. I'm changing it to he doesn't know.
Do you believe those two running backs can get that job done?
Get what job done? That trade? No.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No.
Okay.
Even more so why Garrett Wilson's way better than Debo. But I like Debo. Debo's a good trade. That's more feasible for you. All right. Hey, appreciate you. He doesn't know. Well, call in next time. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show, 619 caller. Who is this and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from San Diego. I just had a quick question. I got a roster spot right now with Zach Moss on my team, but somebody dropped Charbonnet. I do not own Kenneth Walker. Should I go for it?
Repeat it again. Sorry, the mailman was here. I'll give you another 30 seconds. Go ahead.
All right. I have Zach Moss currently on my bench, and somebody in my league dropped Charbonnet, but I don't own Kenneth Walker. So I was wondering if I should drop Zach Moss and take Charbonnet.
Well, why does Zach Moss have value? That's what I don't understand. Like, first of all, Charbonnet has been a guy I talk up all the time. Zach Moss, I don't think you've ever heard me mention Zach Moss's name. I forget he's in the league. What are we doing? What are we doing here, Jake? You got go get Charbonnet. Let me hit the Charbonnet button for you. Go get Charbonnet. Nice bottle of Charbonnet. And maybe cuff him, or I'm sorry, go to the Walker owner, hold him over his head. But then you also potentially could get Walker too eventually. If Walker goes out and Charbonnet has like a good game or something, you'll have some firepower. All right, hey, appreciate you, Jake. Later.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks a
lot, man. Ruben, you got 30 seconds again.
Hey.
Ruben, you got 17 seconds.
All right. So I sent in the super chat.
Oh, you said it's super. Hold on. Ruben found a loophole. Hold on. Ruben found a loophole. Let me go find your super chat, Ruben.
All right.
Motion detected at the front
Okay,
door.
let's find Ruben's super chat. Ruben, look at Ruben. Ruben knows what he's doing. Ruben's very political. He knows how to get some politics involved. I'll call in, but here's my team. QBs are Tua, Goff, Richardson. Running backs are Hall, Madison, Williams, Sanders, Swift, Charbonnet. Wide receivers are Diggs and St. Brown, Olave, Ridley. Your wide receivers are filthy, Ruben. Just straight filth, bro. In a good way. Hall, Madison, Javonte Williams. I like your running backs a lot. I don't like I like your running backs a lot considering your wide receivers. But Hall and Williams,
they're going to go off later, but I mean, it's like, can I afford to wait for them?
Yeah. So what I'm saying is Hall and Williams I love considering. I don't love your quarterback situation a ton, but it's good. Like Richardson's crafty. So I'm trading Madison and Sanders together, and I'm trying to just get like, I don't know, bro. There's so many players you could potentially go get. Madison and Sanders let me go to Sanders and Madison's ADP. I mean, Madison's ADP is 58, okay? Pierce is 54. Like, you got to think that a Sanders being added in would make Madison and Sanders like an attainable option to send out for Walker or for Pierce. They're right above them. They're literally right above them.
Well, considering my receivers, I also got offered what's his name? Jahmyr Gibbs for Diggs.
Can you get a little? Can you get a little more because of the value difference? But my thinking is that given your receivers, St. Brown, Olave, Ridley, I would take that. But I will want to get more just because Diggs has that top 12 value from the draft, and Gibbs is a late second if you're taking him early, top of third. So I just feel like you can. I want to say do it, yes. But I almost feel like you got to get a little bit more. Can you give him Olave instead, and then it's Olave for Diggs? But I'm sorry, Olave for. But the thing is, I quietly like Olave almost as much, if not more. But yeah, go ahead and try and get more, bro. Does he have like a Pacheco, a McKinnon, anybody he could throw in?
Let me see. He has Kenneth Walker. I mean, if I could probably put a couple things together.
Yeah. I would definitely give him Madison, Sanders, and Diggs for Kenneth Walker and Gibbs.
All right, I'll try that.
And if you got to throw in Swift, throw in Swift. I'd do it all. If you need to give up Goff or Tua, I'd give up Goff or Tua. Madison, Sanders.
I also need a freaking quarterback, like you said, but I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, that's good, Ruben. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for the super chat.
I appreciate you.
All right, Ruben to the moon. Ruben to the moon. All right, next caller is Matt Biaggia. You have 30 seconds, broski. Go.
Full PPR, start 2, Khalil Herbert, Montgomery, McKinnon, and any concerns about Dan Campbell saying he's going to be limiting Gibbs week 1?
Khalil Herbert, Montgomery, McKinnon. Khalil Herbert, Montgomery, McKinnon. Monty's safer. McKinnon's high risk, high reward. You got to pick your poison there. I don't know that there's a real legit answer. I mean, McKinnon is the guy. If Kelce's out, McKinnon's the guy that I kind of feel like is crafty, and I'd probably play him. Monty safe. Gibbs, not concerned. Limited. He's not getting 25 carries. Like, I know some people think he's going to, but he's electric. He's elusive. I think teams and coaches think they're going to do something and then they don't necessarily do it. Will he get such a limited amount of work that it makes him unstartable? No. Like we got to stick to the process, man. Gibbs is an absolute monster in the making. There's no way I'm sitting this man coming into week number 1, especially when you don't have options like where it's, Ramondre or something, like we're talking about Monty and we're talking about, McKinnon. I'm not sitting Gibbs for that. Even if they were to dial him back slightly a little or just keep him, hey, we don't want to overfeed the rookie and have him hit a rookie wall. That's probably what he means, but they're not going to give him 3 carries and 2 receptions. All right, bro. Appreciate you. All right, Matt Biagio, thanks. Let's go over to Marsman Rock Out. Marsman Rock Out. We got to stick with the theme, but you get right to the front of the line. 30 seconds, go.
Yeah, what's your approach of selling Charbonnet to the Kenneth Walker owner?
What's he got?
I'm trying to get Pacheco from him.
I would take it straight up. If you don't have Kenneth Walker, I'd take Pacheco straight up. And if he says no, say enjoy the show. And then wait until next week. But Pacheco could have a very, very good game Thursday. So then he'd be unattainable. But I don't know. Walk away from the table. Play hardball. Make him think, okay, your last opportunity to get Charbonnet, I'll never offer it again. You could even tell him that bluntly. Be rude about it. Be like, I'll never offer Charbonnet again. You get him right now for Pacheco. You don't even need Pacheco. Sleep tight. And if he says no, then say, okay, never again. Walk away. Maybe stick to it. Maybe stick to it too.
Yeah.
All right, later.
All right.
Appreciate your rock out. All right, Young, you got 30 seconds. Go.
Yo, Smitty, what up, bro? I've been waiting all off season to reach my team real quick, bro. Can I do that real quick?
Yeah. Now hurry. You got 19 seconds.
All right, I got you.
I'll reset the timer for you. Go.
All right, Burrow I got Burrow and Howell as my quarterbacks. I got Barkley, Javonte, and Khalil Herbert, Roshan Johnson, and a chain as my running backs. My receivers are St. Brown, Ridley, Dotson, Pickens, and Tank Dell.
Very good. Very good.
Tight end is Dalton Kincaid.
Very good, bro. Very, very good.
Hey, I'm pumped on it, and I just appreciate you, man. I'm so excited for the year. I just got one quick question.
All right, last thing. Just so you guys know, when I hang up on you, don't take offense to it. So, Young, I feel bad sometimes hanging up on you guys, but during this process, I'm going to stick to it. You can go real quick, but next call, hold on. Next caller, I don't care who it is. If you're over the 30 seconds, I'm hanging up. We got to stick firm to the process. And I want you guys to know in advance. Don't take it all sad like. I had a couple people last time be like, Smitty hung up on me. Why'd you hang up on me? Like, it's part of the process. It's a 30-second timer for a reason. Okay, go, Young. Hit me with your last question. You're the final person that gets to go over the 30 seconds. Go. I don't care who it is.
Okay. I got Roshan, Tank Dell, and a chain on the bench. Would you get rid of any of them for like a Laporta or a Mingo on waivers, or are you cool with my bench?
Yeah, I like your bench. Laporta's okay and interesting, but if you don't need him right now, I'm not too worried about it.
No, I got Kincaid, and I'm rolling with Kincaid.
Yeah,
I'm a Kincaid truther.
Well, yeah, but be careful week 1. He could have one catch, you know what I mean? But yeah, Laporta's interesting. He's still a rookie too, though, so it's tough to know. But
yeah,
Laporta's probably a safer start this week. But all right, man, appreciate you. Later.
Appreciate you.
Travis, 30 seconds. I'm sorry. I got to stick to this time moving forward. I got to stick to my word. Travis, you have 30 seconds. Go.
Just give me a quick rundown on what you would do with the dynasty. I got the 1 pick, so I'm taking Bijan. How would you approach it from there? Just real quick.
Yeah, Bijan, and then obviously, you get a Garrett Wilson, you get a St. Brown or whatever, you pounce all over that. I find myself needing at least one receiver there because receivers are the longevity of receivers. So it's like, is Olave there? What wide receivers are there? It totally depends on when on the board, who's on the board. But like in general, like Gibbs is fantastic if he falls for some reason, but tough to say, bro. I mean, I have to totally know who's on the board, but
And then quarterback, do you need a big, like an elite guy, or do you wait sometimes to take a younger guy?
Longevity's pretty awesome, bro, in a dynasty. So you get Bijan and Mahomes, Bijan and Hurts, Bijan. All right, appreciate you, Travis. Later. Unsure Johnny, 30 seconds. Okay, that's it. I don't care who it is. I don't care. New rules, house rules. Smitty feels bad every time. I feel bad. Okay, so I'm going to reset your timer. I'm literally disconnecting. No more freebies. No more. Okay, you're live. Who is this?
Hey, it's Johnny. What's up? I just want to hear your thoughts about DJ Moore the rest of the season.
I love him. DJ Moore to the moon, bro. DJ Moore is potentially a freaking top 12 to 14 wide receiver. He's going to crush it. He's going to absolutely crush it. You got 7 seconds. Anything else?
Nope.
All right, you're the man. Later. DJ Moore, top 12. Top 12 to 14. This is a 702 caller. 702, who is this and where are you calling from?
From Las Vegas.
Ty from Las Vegas. Ty, let me enter you in the system. Get your question prepared. You got 30 seconds and that's it, Ty. I don't care what you ask me. I don't care what's going on. This is a new regime up in this mug. Ty from Las Vegas. Ty, your 30 seconds begins now.
I was wondering, PPR League, Pacheco or Javonte this week?
Love both. Love both, bro. Go Javonte. They're going to give him a full workload, they say. Big, heavy workload. I love Pacheco, too, though. They're both fantastic. I try and find a way to get both in my lineup. I'm not going to lie, bro. I want both of them in my lineup.
All right. That's all I got.
Yeah. I wish I could give you a better answer than that. I lean Javonte, but Pacheco is going to ball. So you got a dilemma on your hands. All right. Sorry, bro. Appreciate you. 814 caller. Who's this? Where are you calling from?
Hey, my name's this is Crying Brian. I'm calling from Pittsburgh.
Who, Brian? What's your name?
Crying Brian.
Crying Brian. Okay. Crying Brian. Crying Brian from Pittsburgh. Okay. You ready with your short amount of time here? 30 seconds. Go.
All right, I just threw a trade out there. I'm trying to send Josh Allen for Justin Fields and Drake London. It's a 2-flex full PPR 12-man league. What do you think?
Smash. I mean, look, they're both very, very close. Those are two very, very identical-ish quarterbacks. You're getting Drake London, smash. Absolute, bro. Great job.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Yeah, go hit it. This is Fitzy, you got 30 seconds. Go.
Start 2, Dotson, Pacheco, and Javonte. And then another start 2, Sky Moore, Sky Moore or, oh my God. I've blanked out. Sky Moore or
all right,
Javonte.
Listen offline. Sky Moore or Javonte? I'm going to go Javonte by a hair, but I say this like with reservation. I say it with reservation because I love Sky Moore, but I'm going to go Javonte. And as for the other question, I think it was, I forget his question. That's why you got to be careful not to give me too much, because you got to ask me 2 questions in a 30-second time frame. I think it was start Javonte in that one, too. Does somebody remember what his 2 players were? Or his 3 players were on the first question? Call back one more time. Let me do this right, Fitzy. Call back one more time. 512 caller. Who's this? Where are you calling from? Who's this?
Hey, I go by Krillo. But hey, I just want to ask, who do I drop out of these 8 players? I got Khalil Herbert, Chardonnay, Jamal Williams, P. Ryan, Christian Watson, Sky Moore, George Pickens, or Christian Kirk. Who do I drop?
Why you listen to some of these guys like Christian Watson in a drop conversation? Like, what are we doing, bro?
because my bench is super.
I know,
deep,
but the
bro.
disrespect you're throwing on a moon man like Christian Watson or Pickens or whatever, like, does P. Ryan deserve a roster spot over those guys, bro? I mean, you know the answer to this, Krillo. Like, you can't be dropping Christian Watson or Pickens for P. Ryan.
Do I drop Sky Moore?
No, he's gonna go ball out. You drop P. Ryan. Who the hell's P. Ryan anyway at this point? Because
I need to drop one more guy. I need to drop one more.
All right, name him one more time. You got me all sidetracked with that.
Okay.
Then I'm disconnecting.
So I'm dropping P. Ryan. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have Charbonnet, Herbert, Jamal Williams, or Sky Moore.
You're gonna drop Jamal Williams and P. Ryan. It's unfortunate.
Jamal Williams, drop Jamal. Okay.
Well, who else are you gonna drop? You just named off guys that do not deserve to be dropped. And I'm not saying Jamal's like easily droppable, but like you aren't dropping those other guys, or I'm coming into your league. I'm gonna buy in and pick them all up. All right, Krillo, later. Wow.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Fitzy, look, Fitzy, I forgot the first question. Go, do it again. First question.
Okay,
One question only.
I overwhelmed you.
It's all right. Go ahead.
Javonte, Pacheco, Dotson.
That's it. Dotson, Cardinals, start him. Pacheco, Javonte. Maybe this is where you lay off, bro. You can put Pacheco into one of your lineups and Javonte into the other.
Right.
Hedge it, bro.
Play
Easy,
50-50.
easy call. All right, later, pal. Good
All right,
one.
bye.
Later. We've got a 417 caller. Who's this? Where are you calling from?
Hey, my name is Mark. I'm from Branson, Missouri.
Mark.
Hey, Smitty, thank you for this. Quick question. Joe Mixon, Jamar Gibbs, Alvin Kamara are my running backs. Can I upgrade one of those for better wide receiver?
Hold on one second. Hold on one second.
Hopkins, Diggs, and Juju are my top three.
All right, hold on, bro. I'm not hearing anything you're saying this over. Hold on one second. Your name is Mark from where?
Branson, Missouri.
Okay. Mark from Missouri. Repeat your question over one more time. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I have Joe Mixon, Jamar Gibbs, and Alvin Kamara as my running backs.
Jahmyr
I kind
Gibbs.
of want to upgrade a receiver. I have Hopkins, Diggs, Juju, and Odell Beckham. Should I trade Joe Mixon for a wide receiver?
Absolutely. Absolutely, bro. I can't stand Joe Mixon's
Who do I
value.
aim for?
Debo.
Debo? All right.
He'd be perfect. Ridley maybe even, and it's Jahmyr Gibbs, not Jamar. Jahmyr Gibbs.
Jahmyr.
All right, later.
Thank you.
Pete Carroll, you are live. You got 30 seconds. Go.
Yeah, man, I just did my draft. I just finished. I was going to see what you think of my team real quick, man. I got super flex, 12-team super flex, and 10 starters. I got Justin Herbert, JT, Ramondre, Jalen Waddle, Chris Olave, Christian Watson, Okakwo, Dalvin Cook, David Montgomery, Justin Fields, and on the bench I got Sam Howell, Ritter, Roshon.
Is super flex? You got Fields in your second quarterback spot?
Yeah, Fields is my second quarterback spot. Yeah.
It's filthy, bro. Filthy. You ran out of time, but absolutely filthy. Love it. Falcon, you're live. Appreciate you. 30 seconds. Go. These are real quickly. Hold on a second. Just to let everybody know it's calling in. Probably not the best format to do a read your team pat on the back. I don't think this is going to be the right call for anybody that's calling in to say, let me tell you my team, because you're going to read it off and I'm going to disconnect on you. So there's nothing. So if I were you, I would figure out some sort of like question that could help you versus like, everybody wanting a cookie and a pat on the back for the team. Look, you guys probably all have amazing teams, but in 30 seconds is probably better use of your time to get some sort of question out and do it live. Okay, go ahead. You're live, Falcon. 30 seconds. Go.
Yeah, I'm in a super flex, and I recently traded A.J. Brown for Nick Chubb, and I had to get rid of one of my running backs in order to make that happen. So would you rather keep on your bench Alvin Kamara or Javonte Williams?
You have to cut one of these guys or trade them?
Cut, because you can only have 4 running backs at a time, and my current running backs are Nick Chubb, Kenneth Walker, Ramondre Stevenson, and Alvin Kamara or Javonte Williams.
Oh, God, bro. I mean, well, Kamara's not playing, so, like, you kind of got to cut Kamara, but in that format, because that's going to crush you, you know. But, yeah, I mean, that's a bad problem to have. All right, Falcon, you're over your time. I'm sorry. That's a tough one. I don't know about that. Collusion, 30 seconds, go.
All right, I got Walker and Charbonnet. I know you said yesterday to not start Charbonnet over, I think it was somebody from Kansas City, McKinnon maybe. But would you start Charbonnet over Walker this week?
Over Kenneth Walker?
Well, I just think they're going to probably. Don't you think they're going to hold him back a little bit?
Why?
I don't know. Goodbye. Talk about it. I'll let you go. Thanks.
All right. No, man. No, good man. No good man. All right.
I just thought he was going to get more of a workload.
No, I mean, he's listed as a starter, and no. All right. Hey, Collusion, appreciate you. I mean, if we hear something, you know, we could go down that road, but like this whole assumption thing that we're all doing right now, guys, we gotta calm down. We gotta calm down. We can't be assuming that Christian Watson's now Cooper Kupp, that he got cupped. Everyone's thinking he got cupped. We don't know that Watson's getting cupped. We have no idea. And Kenneth Walker listed as a starter back at full practice, and now we're just assuming, no offense, Collusion, we can't assume that he's not the starter. You know what I mean? Collusion, you're my guy. I appreciate you, though. You know what I'm saying? Billy from Massachusetts, what's up? You're live. You got 30 seconds. I love you, Collusion.
Hey, Smitty, I appreciate it. Who would you rather as your backup QB, Jordan Love or Sam Howell?
Jordan Love, easy. I like Sam Howell.
Okay, Sam Howell, but I know you do. That's why I was curious about that. And then week 1, I know you love Kincaid, but obviously might start slow. Would you start Kincaid or Njoku?
Njoku in week 1. Unless we hear something, you know, then we'll go attack it. Like if Buffalo comes out and says, look, this is what we're doing. And we know, then we know. But if until then, you know, no. All right, appreciate you. 971 caller. Who's this? Where are you calling from? 971 caller. Who's this? Where are you calling from? You're live.
Portland.
All right, Luke from Portland. Luke, get ready. I'm going to start the timer in 1 second. Let me enter you into the system here. Luke from Portland. Okay. You have 30 seconds, young man. Now's your time to shine.
So I'm trying to figure out how to get like a running back and tight end upgrade. Right now, I got a pretty stacked wide receiver room. I got Diggs, Tyreek, Garrett Wilson. Running backs, I got Kenneth Walker, Madison, Sanders, Herbert, and Najee. And I got Fields at quarterback too, by the way.
Yeah, Luke, this is probably not a 30-second. I would say read your team off one more time. Let me write it down, Luke. Hold on.
Okay. My bad. It's Tyreek, Diggs, Garrett Wilson, and then running backs. I got Najee, Kenneth Walker, Sanders, and Madison. I'm just trying to figure out like a trade. I've been trying to think like.
So I'm probably trading Sanders and Madison for one player. You know, whether it's a wide receiver, if you need a running back, then so be it. But you got Najee, Walker, you got Tyreek. I mean, you don't necessarily need. You're trying to do a quarterback upgrade. You said. So who's your quarter?
I got Fields. So.
Oh, so what are you trying to upgrade?
Running back. Just trying to get like one of those like I don't know, like a bigger name or like someone a little
bit
better.
I would just get another. I would get another ETN or if you could use Sanders or who is it? Sanders and who? Who's the other one?
Sanders and Madison.
Madison or Sanders with Najee. Keep Walker. So Najee and Sanders, Najee and Madison. Try to get Pollard. You know, something along those lines. Gibbs. Go get Najee and Madison for Gibbs. That seems like a doable thing. Najee and Pollard or Najee and Sanders for Gibbs. I mean, Gibbs to me is one of those big boys, in my opinion. All right, appreciate you, pal. Later.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Smitty. Appreciate
All right.
it.
All right, guys, let me get these super chats that have come in real quickly. E-Rock, I appreciate you. Thomas dropped a super chat. Ruben, thank you for your super chat. Milton dropped a super chat. Smitty, you're the man. 30 seconds. Appreciate you, Milton. Milton, I hope you're still here. Thomas, I hope you're still here. And David just dropped a super chat right now. E-Rock super chat says, if Kupp is the IR, any excitement over Puka? Yeah, I do like him. I don't know if he's like more than a wide receiver 4 or 5. But he's got a member here who became a member. This is the Bolt. The Bolt just became a YouTube exclusive member. To the moon, young man. If anybody else wants to become a YouTube exclusive member, all you need to do is click this link right here, or just click the join button on the YouTube channel anytime you see that join button. It's also on the tabs, like the videos, the live tab, the community tab, there's a merch store, a store tab, and a members tab. And the members tab will get you to the link I just dropped if anybody wants to become a YouTube exclusive member. Thomas says, Flex 2, Charbonnet, GSN, Lazard, Dell, Kincaid. Appreciate it. Thank you, Thomas. Thomas, you're still here, right? I'm sorry about the wait, Thomas. JSN and Dell, probably, if I'm choosing 2 players from that list. Accidentally sent another. Thank you, Zach. Appreciate you. David with the super chat here. David, thank you. Smitty, Detroit Dave here. Superflex 12 team. My QBs are Jalen Hurts, T. Law, traded for Pollard and Sam Howell for T. Law. Traded for Pollard and Sam Howell for your T. Law. So in Superflex, I mean, that's interesting. I like Sam Howell a lot, but T. Law's hard to trade. I probably would say that's a pretty decent move, because if Sam Howell's the real deal, it could work out for you. That's not a bad trade. It's Pollard is fantastic. The problem is Superflex quarterbacks are so valuable, but that is definitely an interesting move. Ralph just became a member. Russian Collusion dropped a super chat. You're good, Smitty. That's why we asked the question. I just feel that Seattle will be up and they will hold Walker back. I mean, they could rush him, but I just don't know about starting Charbonnet over him. That just sounds like you're assuming a lot, and I don't know that I would go down that road when you have this is all you're presuming. So I would stay away from that. Russian Collusion, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Weeklies is currently at 89%. What happens if it doesn't get filled before the kickoff tomorrow night? It will, Matthew. It always does. We got exclusive members coming in. Russian Collusion dropping 10 exclusive memberships. Russian, appreciate you. And then we got Ron Navy with a super chat here. Ron, appreciate you. Hope all is well. Prayers up for Miss Navy. BB4 is filled up. Puppy 4 is weeklies almost full. They'll all fill up. They always do. This is a $50 hauler from Tony. Let's go. Hang tight, caller. I think it's Gabe. Hang tight, Gabe. No mouth breathing. Hang tight.
Alert. Super chat alert.
$50 hauler says, Smitty, it's your boy Tony from New York. Appreciate you, Tony. Thank you for dropping that $50 hauler, my guy. Dalton, Tony to the moon. Let's make it rain one more time for
Alert. Super chat alert.
Tony, my main man, Tony. Appreciate you. Dalton says, should I trade Scary Terry for Cooper Kupp? Should I trade Scary Terry for Cooper Kupp? I would take Cooper Kupp. Absolutely, Dalton. That's a great question. That's the kind of move I would make. First of all, Scary Terry's banged up. So you're trading a hurt player for a hurt player. Makes a lot of sense to me. And we got one more caller on the line. Gabe, you got 30 seconds. The rules are rules. I don't care who it is that calls in. You have 30 seconds. Go.
Okay, so real quick, I got Bijan and Chubb, and I got a trade offer. He sent me Swift, Debo, and Garrett Wilson for Bijan and Amari Cooper. I don't want to do that, but I know how you feel about Bijan.
Say it again. Say it again.
It was Debo, Swift, and Garrett Wilson for Bijan and Amari Cooper. And then he also was considering if I did Chubb for Garrett Wilson 1-for-1.
I'd take Garrett Wilson. Take that one. Don't take the other one. I mean, I still trade Amari Cooper, but take that one. Good question. Garrett Wilson, Swift, and Debo's tempting, but you got to say like Amari Cooper. Even though I don't like Amari Cooper, he's still got trade value equivalent to Debo. So you got to almost like take those two pieces out. Then it's Bijan, Swift, and Garrett Wilson. I'd rather have Bijan than Swift and Garrett Wilson. But it's one of those tricky ones. You hear it, you're like, oh, Debo's in there, and I like Debo a lot. But I trade Amari Cooper, and I still trade Amari Cooper. I still trade him. I'd try to find a way to get rid of Cooper so you can get some other value. Let's see. We had a couple other people in here that super chatted and didn't like attach a message. The guy, I don't know if the guy had. The guy did bring one. Richardson or Love. Guy, I think I responded to this one. The guy, you still here? Quick question, Richardson or Love? I'm going to go Love. I think I did answer that one. I appreciate you dropping the second super chat. Then there's Tyler Matthews who dropped, when's the mailbag show? I do got to do that. Thank God I kept that there. I would not have remembered. So let me get these mailbag questions answered, because I won't get to a mailbag show before kickoff, and I want to make sure these mailbag questions get answered here. Okay. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find them. They're so long ago that you guys left these. I'm so sorry for the delay on this. Anybody wants to become a daily or a Monday through Tuesday voicemail leaver for the mailbag show, just go to my Instagram, The Fantasy Football Show, and you can become a daily voicemail leaver. Let's see here. Or not daily. It's going to be Monday through Tuesday for the mailbag show. Let me see if I can find these messages real quick. Here we go. This is Victor.
Yo, it's me. What's up, Victor here? I have a difficult question. I don't know if you're going to understand. But in the 2022 season, you said to draft...
Oh, this is old. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find it. That was old. I'm sorry, Victor. All right, let me see if I can get there. Hold on. Let me answer the super chat while I wait. Rigo dropped a super chat without any sort of message. Rigo, appreciate you. Let me see if I can find a message from you. And don't forget, we're live. While I look at this, you guys watch this. This is the live stream details. Boy, do I have exciting news for you. Opening weekend Sunday. Week 1, opening day, Sunday morning. I'm going live on a Keep Smitty Live for 24-hour live stream. That's right. I'll be watching the games. I'll be reacting as you sit in my live stream, hanging out with me, asking me questions all Sunday long, even up into the week 2 waiver wire show, which I always air Sunday late night after the Sunday evening game, maybe hour 14 into the live stream. We'll be doing the waiver wire week 2 show right in the middle, smack in the middle of the 24-hour live stream on Sunday opening weekend. Giveaways, you name it. Join me all Sunday long here on youtube.com/The Fantasy Football Show. Let's go. Okay, so if you want to be a voicemail leaver, just go to The Fantasy Football Show on Instagram, click that subscribe button in my profile, and you'll be able to leave voicemails after the Monday night game for 24-hour period of time. That's going to be what the new membership is on there, and you'll be on the mailbag show. I'll do a specific compartmentalized video that is just about the questions being asked during that Monday night football game through the entire Tuesday, and I will play these on the show like this. Raul.
16-team
Dynasty
League. You have to start 3 wide receivers. Would you trade Kenneth Walker and Christian Watson for Drake London and a 24 first?
No, absolutely no. Absolutely no am I doing that trade, my guy. Absolutely no. That was for Raul. Raul, appreciate you. Raul, thank you, my guy. Thank you so much, Raul. Let's see here. Let me see if I can get back to these other series. There should be others. I'm gonna have to respond to you guys in here. It might not make the actual mailbag show because I won't be able to get one up this week, and it might be not relevant to next week. So for anybody that's in that voicemail group, just go into the message and leave some voicemails after the Monday night game for next week's mailbag show. Appreciate you all. Thank you all for super chatting. Thank you all for supporting. Thank you all for liking the video. Thank you all for commenting. If you comment later, I'm gonna do my best to get back to everybody's comments within the first 24 hours of a show dropping. It's just so hard. I might have to limit it to like 80% or something like that. I don't know. $10 hauler from my boy Danny. Danny, thank you for the super chat, my guy. Danny says, just finished my 12-team man league PPR. Let me know what you think. Burrow, Bijan, Walker, Waddle, Ridley, Kittle, Dotson, Sutton. Very, very good team. Trade away Sutton if you can. Waddle, Ridley, Kittle, Dotson. I mean, it's really good. You got Sharbs, right? Where's Charbonnet? Where's Charbonnet? Where's Charbonnet? And where's he at? Burrow, Bijan, Walker, Waddle, Ridley. Part of me wonders if you can get rid of like Penny and Sutton for like a Debo. Penny and Sutton for like a potential London, like something like that. I don't know if you can upgrade Sutton and Penny. Maybe Sutton and Penny for like Pacheco and just get another RB on the roster here. But I like the team a lot. Ridley, Waddle, Bijan, Walker, Burrow. You need to make sure you trade for freaking for Charbonnet though, Danny. You got to trade for Charbonnet. You need him. All right, rock out. Final thoughts.
Would you play Ayuk? Yeah, pick two. Ayuk, Javonte, Terry, JSN, McKinnon, or Tony?
Read them one more time.
Pick two. Ayuk, Javonte, Gary Terry, JSN, McKinnon, and Tony.
Javonte McKinnon, but super tough. Super tough, bro.
Appreciate it.
All right, later, rock out. See you tomorrow. Okay, final two super chats here. Do you think JT plays again? I do think he plays again. I think after 4 weeks off, he's going to want to get out there and on the field. And he's also got his future to think about, so I think he will play. I think they probably trade him. Probably trade him. It's tough to say, bro. Paul M. with a super chat, $5 hauler. May need a backup tight end for Kittle, who's unsure for Sunday. Should I drop one of my backup QBs, Purdy, and drop my backup QB Purdy and pick up Juwan Johnson? I mean, I'd rather you not drop your backup QB because what happens if Purdy gets scooped up and you have no QB? But I mean, you gotta get another tight end in there, but I don't know if there's another drop. Like people have like P. Ryan and guys like that you're gonna drop versus your backup QB. So, Damon, I did hit your super chat, didn't I? I did hit your super chat, Damon. Mr. Smitty, please rate my team. I hit this earlier. Wide receiver Garrett Wilson. I hit this, bro. I remember it specifically. I'll hit it again, though. Wide receiver 2, London, Dotson, Pickens. Wide receiver 2 is going to be Dotson. He's playing the Cardinals. And then I'm probably going to go London with that next spot. But it's tough between London and Pickens. I think Pickens still does good. It's a tough matchup, but I still think he figures out how to find the end zone and have like 60, 70 yards. But definitely think London's probably the safest play. I mean, Herbert's tempting. Herbert's very, very tempting. Very tempting. Tyler, I'm going to have to hit the voicemails later. Instagram's giving me some fits right now. I got to restart my phone, I think. But I will leave messages for anybody that asked a question, and then we're going to kick off the new mailbag show on Wednesday. All right, I'm out of here. Appreciate you all. Thank you all for the super chats. Thank you all for the support. Hit that thumb up button on the way out the door. We've got 423 thumbs up and 466 people still in the live stream. I will see you all tomorrow. If I missed a super chat in any way, shape, or form, please tell me in the comments, and I will take care of you. Thank you all. Ozzy says you missed my $5 super chat. Ozzy, I saw yours too. Maybe you dropped another one. Let's see. it's a long show, so I can understand if you stepped away. 2 flexes. Flex 1, Sky Moore. Flex 2, rate the order of. Yeah, I remember this one. Tony for me. Dobbs is hurt. Lazard, no thanks. Nico, no thank you. Elijah Moore is interesting. Give me Tony. As long as everything is good to go. With Kelce out, I think he gets utilized. Now's the time to try it out. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you, Ozzy. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate every single one of you. I am out of here. Later. See you tomorrow. We may or may not come in to do a live draft. I just don't know. You know, we've been live for 4 hours, so I'm pretty zonked. Not to mention I got to do, a graveyard show tomorrow and a live stream and all that. So appreciate you all. Thanks, Taco Cat. Appreciate you. Thank you, Joel. Thank you, Wendigo. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Sick Nasty. Thank you for moderating. AC, appreciate you. Doobie Snacks, appreciate you, my man. Marty in the building. Klondike. Damon. Ron Navy. Wendigo. Pro. Big Rod. Joel. Andrews. Drop prayer emojis for Deckard's wife and Ron Navy's wife on the way out the door. Appreciate you all. Prayer emojis, please. For both Deckard's wife and Ron Navy's wife. Thank you. Kirkwood, see you later. Ralph, see you later. Isaac, see you later. Hunter, see you later. Jared, Russian Collusion, appreciate you. G-Money, appreciate you. And my big super chatters tonight, I mean, I can't thank you guys enough. First of all, Johnny dropping the $20 hauler. Salty Peanuts dropping a $20 hauler. Salty Chopper dropping a $20 hauler. Deet dropping a $20 hauler. Sir Isaac dropping a $20 hauler. George, appreciate your $20 hauler. Mark Cleveland with the 50 wad. Reebok with the 20. Brian K with the $50 wad. Dallas Sports Fan, thank you for your 20. Lego with the 20. G Money with the 50. Tony 481 with the 50. Tony, appreciate you. Tony, let me see if Tony had another message or something. Tony R. No, he didn't. He just came in and dropped a 50 wad. What a monster. All right, I'll see you all tomorrow. Later. But the continuum of the gigawatt component structure of Jahmyr Gibbs' workload divide has a megawatt offload that if you compartmentalize the component conjunction timekeeper and you flux capacitor out the continuum component megabolt, things just end up happening. And that's why Jahmyr Gibbs is a top 5 to 10 running back instead of top 6 to 10.